over-sexualize these children, though, Charlie. And I say that as I'm looking at this cheerleader whose skirt comes down to just barely past her ass right here. If you look at this stuff, so I don't think the guy did anything. I mean, if you,
he is almost stripping, taking off stuff, throwing
that's the mascot. That's on the mascot. What's he doing?
No,
Does he get suspended?
No.
The mascot might be a student, probably.
It probably is.
He goes suspended.
He goes down. Look at, he went down and then he goes down on the mascot.
No, he doesn't.
And then yes, he did. He put his hands on him and he goes down to his crotch.
If you do a still frame right here, you're like, oh,
That's
look how dirty that is. But it's like, it's
He
not
pushes
even,
him away.
it's really.
No,
He didn't have to get that
low. Thank you, Snatch.
He's busting it. He's busting it open right there. I think it's fine. He's pop lock and dropping it. I don't see what's wrong with that.
Pop, lock.
Anyways, he's been placed on leave now, and I guess we'll have to see what happens to this guy. But what would you do if this was at your high school? Would you have a problem with that, Douchey? If this were at Gia's school, now that she's back in school?
No, that is hard, but it's also hard.
Are you going to be one of these complaining parents that complains about everything?
Sometimes when I can't read or I can't sleep, I'll read like Facebook posts of the city where you live. They have groups and you hear people fighting and they're like complaining about everything. I have never once complained about anything in a school. I am not that parent. I am supportive. I do whatever I can if they need whatever. I would never do that. But when you have a teacher or an administrator or a principal that you love, that is very difficult to watch something like that, but then you love them because they've been so good for these kids. It's hard.
Now, a father of a student at this high school, the father is named Ryan Atterbury. He told the news there that he says, quote, I was like, did the kids know what was going on? Like, was everybody else getting it? And his son said, everybody got it like we all got it. And, you know, he's a freshman, and that's like his first 2 or 3 days at school, the father is complaining. So what do you think the rest of this kid's the next 4 years are? Like, your dad is the one who complained about the pep rally and got the principal fired, or we'll see if he gets fired or whatever. So anyway, this guy shared the footage. This father shared the footage on social media because he felt uneasy that other parents may not be aware of this. He says, at the end of the day, I would feel super guilty if 5 years from now something came out and I could have said something. So I guess he's looking into the future here to...
Oh, something, if this guy turned out to be a pedophile?
If this guy, that's right,
Just
yes.
whatever, just constant, of just everybody.
I should have known from that pep rally. Or maybe he just has a mascot fetish or something. That's not, Crystal, you go to all these Comic-Cons and people are dressing up. Are there people that have mascot fetishes and furries and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, there's definitely furries.
Are you into any of that stuff?
I am not, but to each is their own. Some of their costumes are, or whatever they want to call it, because I don't think they refer to it as a costume, but are pretty good. They're pretty detailed. But it has to be hot inside those things.
Oh, yeah. Like when I see that, I just go, oh, that guy in that suit, his balls are just sweating in there. Do you know what this suit smells like? And you can't wash that. You can't put a mascot suit in the washer. So
you have to
like
spray
a mascot suit at for a high school or something, that goes unwashed for 15 years until it falls apart and they have to order a new one. I mean, it's handed down from kid to kid. There's just sweats in there. Ugh.
Imagine Disney World. Like the guy that does Chewbacca. I waited in line to meet Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 90 degrees. How does that, do they have a cooling system inside?
There's no cooling.
How do you
it's
know?
very sophisticated. Oh, yeah.
How do they not pass
They have a
out?
whole wireless charging system built into the pavement, and it charges it through his feet.
Or the what are the guys in the white for the Star Wars?
Stormtroopers.
The Stormtroopers.
Come on. The guys in white.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down with Jonas Suotama, who actually plays Chewbacca in the latest Star Wars movies.
Mm-hmm.
He took over for the last guy, and he said it's hot in that costume. There is no cooling.
Yeah, but
device
he's not
whatsoever.
walking around Disney World.
But he's 12 to 18 hours in
Yeah.
that costume.
Does that head pop off of that costume? Like, can he take that thing off and just relax, or is it like once you're in there, it's an ordeal to get that thing off?
No, it is a two-piece suit. So he pretty much puts on the bottom half, and then the head is the top, is that second piece. But he said it is very, very hot inside there. There is no kind of... The only thing that you can do to clean those things is kind of like a professional ballerina. They take alcohol, like vodka, in a spray bottle, and you use it and spray down your tutus and stuff, and it helps
didn't
actually
know
kill
that.
the bacteria, so they'll have less smell to them.
Yeah, because you can't wash a tutu, right?
Yeah. So a lot of the people who use those kind of furry or thicker, heavier costumes also spray theirs down so that way it doesn't... Some people.
I'll bet you say a lot
Some
of people. I bet no one does
yeah,
that.
Some.
No one.
Some maybe they have more professional costumes they spend a lot of time on. Other people I have walked behind in Comic-Con and go, oof, they've never washed this cape a day in their life. So, but if you really want to take care of something that's high quality, that's something you can use.
Jeffrey, if you had a suit, would you be spraying that sucker down? Would you be cleaning that thing every week?
If I had a costume like that, yeah, I'd be pretty almost clean every day and putting it in a plastic bag to preserve it.
Hey, did you get a hold of the bed bug guy yet? Is he coming
He's
back?
coming this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
To inspect my
Have
apartment.
you seen anything in the apartment? Any bugs? No,
I
you're
haven't.
all clear. There was a bug in the fart box this week.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. Nothing.
Yeah.
Wait, and then some dude from the fart box was in my area. Oh, that's nice. Welcome back.
No confirmation it was a bed bug, though, because when it was pointed out, Jeffrey immediately smashed it, picked it up with his bare fingers and smashed it and threw it on the floor. So the carcass could not be found. We could not identify the type of bug that it was. But we do have the bed bug guy going to his house this week.
And I was mostly just in your room. Snitzer, I wasn't really in here, so
Okay.
I wasn't in here.
No, you were
and
going
then
back and forth.
I wasn't sitting.
You just stood the entire time?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know.
Anytime I start itching.
I know, right?
I
Yeah.
stood and I made sure if I did sit, I made sure it was my chair and Jeffrey's chair was nowhere close to us. This is the closest I've been to Jeffrey all week.
Brad says, I was Scruff McGruff, the crime dog, in the mid-2000s for an event in Alabama, and we had a vent fan, but it's still very hot. So I guess they must have maybe had some
Fan
sort of fan
inside?
in there or something.
I
guess.
think that there is. There has to be in Florida. It's too hot.
All right, I've got to wrap things up. The aftermath is coming up on RMG Plus in just a few minutes. Jeffrey, Snitzer's back. Charlie, all sticking around. If you're not an RMG Plus subscriber,
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do something that was loud and annoying with paper? You're asking me that?
That's my position.
That you're asking me?
Yeah.
I ripped
What
out
are you
one
doing?
sheet of paper.
Don't.
My mic was off. Somebody else has their mic on for some reason. That has nothing to do with me.
the aftermath starts in just a few minutes on RMG Plus. Sign up right now at roverradio.com so you can watch or listen live as they get started in about 10 minutes. You can watch or listen there on the website or with the Rover Radio app. Download it to your phone, your tablet, or your TV. I have a pair of tickets to the Cleveland National Air Show presented by Discount Drug Mart. It's Labor Day weekend at Burke Lakefront Airport. New this year, performances from Northern Stars Aero Team and Franklin's Flying Circus. Get tickets and info at clevelandairshow.com, or you can win them if you call her 30 right now, 866-YO-ROVER, 866-967-6837. So you would wash your furry suit, Jeffrey?
Yeah,
How
if I
often
had one of those.
How often have you washed your wrestling outfit?
I try to watch it after every show.
Yeah, right.
Really?
And we only have like shows like every other month.
You've also claimed you've never washed it.
Oopsie.
Well, you're talking about the singlet, my referee uniform. I try to make sure I
What
launder
about
it.
the singlet?
I haven't worn that singlet since my last match.
Yeah. And when did you last wash it?
I probably can't remember.
You never, right?
You know, I gotta get that stuff in the
He
laundry.
never
though.
washed it once. He's had that thing for years, and he's sweating around and with all those hairy dudes out there in the heat in some backyard. Man, that thing's got to stink. All right. Well, they'll start the aftermath in a few minutes, and we will be back live tomorrow morning. Have a great day. It's Rover's Morning Glory.
Bye, Spidania.
Bye.
Rover's Morning Glory. This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon and Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance makes it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Should I be supporting my brain health?
There's a way to support your overall brain health, including memory, and it's called Nariva. Nariva Brain Health supplements have clinically tested ingredients that can support up to 7 indicators of brain health, including memory. Look for Nariva at Walmart today and feel the difference. Also try Nariva Ultra with clinically tested cognitive and feel mentally alert. Available at Walmart. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is Sheriff Rick Bradshaw with an important message. Hurricane season is here again, and I urge everyone to stay vigilant. Pay close attention to local weather updates and ensure your hurricane kits are prepared with the essentials that you need, like water, food, and medications. Remember, your safety is our priority, but let's stay safe together.
Ever wolfed down a Big Mac and thought, I need some extra cash? Then download the Drop app. Get rewarded for dining out and more. Use code DROP22 for $5 in points. Download Drop now.
Are you ready to sell your commercial real estate and cash in on your investment? Don't wait. With the market heating up, buyers are eager and the selling opportunities are endless. Our expert team at Transworld will help you get the best deal for your property. We handle everything from listing to closing so you can focus on what matters most to you. Call Transworld Commercial Real Estate at 800-205-7605 or visit transworldcre.com. Again, that's transworldcre.com. Call today to schedule a consultation. Our dedicated professionals will provide a free property assessment and a customized marketing plan to attract the right buyers. One more time, call Transworld Commercial Real Estate at 800-205-7605 or transworldcre.com.
Is there a sticker on your garage door? If something goes wrong and you need an expert to solve your problem, are you just going to call that number because the sticker told you to? I mean, isn't that something your husband would do? Better call these guys, honey. The sticker said so. Can't violate the International Sticker Code now, can I? What kind of self-respecting man in a house surrenders his independence to a ratty old scrap of paper with glue on the back? Of course, if you find a Mo Better Garage sticker on it, you might want to listen to your husband just this once. Because all garage door stickers are not created equal. No matter who installed your garage door, you can call us to repair it. Our technicians are expertly trained on the widest range of equipment with the experience to solve any problem. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. After we fix it, we'll put our sticker on it. So your husband has someone to call. Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better. MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey everybody, it's Hoda Kotb. And Al Roker from The Today Show. Oh, Hoda, what's coming up this week? Okay, well, somebody's got a 70th birthday. I'm looking at you, Mr. Roker. We are so pumped up, and guess what? Even your girl, Oprah, is getting in on the big celebration. Ooh, then we're going to talk to the stars of the Beetlejuice sequel. And we'll go inside the game with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders to see how they're getting fired up for football season.
So join us every morning on NBC because every day needs today.
As America's largest injury firm, we have advantages few others do. Our results and reputation are well known to the other side, and we have a track record of going toe-to-toe with them and winning big. But what does that mean for you? What does that mean for your case? I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One of the things we're most proud about is that we set up our firm so that your case gets lots of attention from a lot of people. Our technology and army of lawyers give us insight and oversight into every detail and every moment of your case. Paralegals, legal assistants, investigators, buildings with boxes of evidence, every resource carefully designed to get you the most possible. And at Morgan & Morgan, we even have a dedicated team to make sure that your calls are returned that very same day. Injured? Dial pound law. That's pound 529. All firms are not the same.
The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
And now another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own you-know-what?
Honey. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance like right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, are you having a good time?
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street. On the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line pound 250. Keyword West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hersey.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Join their growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today. That's progressive.com/careers.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Welcome back this morning.
What are you smiling at?
Just happy I have a job. I love work. I love my job.
I love working here.
I love my job. I love working.
I love your work.
I have a job to do.
I have a job to do.
What job is that?
Put on a show.
Put on a great show. Well, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for me to say something?
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Still waiting for you to say.
Redefining radio. This is where the fun begins. Introducing Greek.
Let me tell you something. Don't ever love more you than anybody else you love more.
Francis.
Because then you're squeezing your banana so hard every time you come in here, and then you're pounding it on the desk.
Jimmy.
We haven't had to pull it for quite a while, so we got to lube it up.
Let's get the party started. It's the Penthouse on Real Radio.
Yeah, it's the Penthouse on a Wednesday. What is happening, people? Are you jacked up or what? College football this weekend. Come on. And, of course, 2 weeks from now, it is the NFL. We're getting closer and closer. We give you a chance to win some Coke Zero tickets. Big race up in Daytona, 11:45. You still got a chance to go to Vegas on iHeart. Believe me when I tell you, that's amazing. They're giving you $1,000 to go to Vegas. Fly there, stay there, watch a great show. It will be a bucket list event. I'm telling you, listen for those keywords. We got a lot to get into. WWGD later in the day. I give out cooking recipes and let you guys know how you can cook up a storm for your lady or man in your life. So much going on Real Radio. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello and good morning. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Who came up with Hump Day? And good morning, Francis.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
Some camel did, I think.
Right?
Is that where it came from?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I thought in the beginning when I heard there was something to do with sex. I really did. I didn't know it was anything to do with the camel.
It's a surprise.
Just saying. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. You guys can get involved with us in a couple different ways. You can call us at 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142 or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. First thing on the board today, if a book was written about your life, would you want to be involved with it or not? This goes into the Aaron Rodgers book that came out that was unauthorized. He did sit down with the author at the end, like for 2 hours. But if something was written about your life, would you want to be involved or not? And so when you're involved, so you know, that means you're involved from the beginning to the end, the planning, the interviews, what goes down on print, the conclusion, there's a conclusion interview. Or if somebody just said, hey, we're writing it, what would you guys want if it was a possibility that a book was written about your life?
Jimmy, you want to go first?
Do I know the author?
I guess, yeah, sure. I don't care.
Then I'd be all right if they want to do it on their own.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I would prefer to be somewhat involved with it, but if it's somebody I know, and they wanted to come up with something creative, I'd kind of be interested in that too. Like, what they perceived as my life.
Okay.
Right? So I wouldn't mind that.
But
if it's a complete stranger that could just make up anything they want, then no, I wouldn't want that done unless I had some sort of authority in it.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. They interviewed 250 people for Aaron Rodgers' book, which is a ton of people. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
But not him.
Well, he was at the end.
I was going to say, you
Is
mentioned
that what
that
happened?
he was at the end.
He was at the end.
Oh,
okay.
So he did have somewhat of authorization to say, like, yeah, I'm okay with this book. Because you said he had zero authorization to it.
Well, the book was written, but authorized book, a biography, is that you're in it from the beginning stages to the end.
Okay.
You know everything. This was a book that was going to be done, and then at the end, he asked Aaron, "You want to sit down?" Aaron sat down with him. Again, he wasn't going to change the book. The book was already done. Just his interview with Aaron.
Got it.
When Aaron spoke about it, he did say, "Hey, some people, remember things differently."
So you would think that and you would go to somebody's estate or something, but you would think if somebody is still alive, right? Like they would have to get authorization from you to write a book about you. I mean, that would just be my thought.
Well, they put on the book it's unauthorized. That means that you don't have anything to do with it.
But everything better be real that's in there.
Yeah, you can sue somebody for slander. Yeah. Again, if somebody interviewed you about me, and you say it was opinion based, then you know what? That's fine. You just say what you think.
Right.
I mean, that's just your opinion. Now, if it's a fact, but you say, hey, you know what? I was with Greek one night, and he was at Hard Rock, and he lost $212,000. That's got to be a fact. You know what I mean? But an opinion about somebody.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of stuff that's written and put out there that isn't factually true. Now, I think the difference might be, did they break the law? Are you saying that they did something that was not legal? Then it might be a problem.
Well, I think it could be a problem, too, if you're saying something.
I mean, people write stuff about people all the time. Our media does it every single day.
Yeah.
That's untrue.
And a lot of time the people go after them, too, for slander. So, I mean, unless...
Yeah, we don't know what happens. Like, a lot of times people go after
I'm
them.
curious on that. Whether it has to be something legal or not. It is my only point. It's a question I'm posing more than I'm stating.
It's very interesting because it's something that the average person doesn't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? You hear different things. You hear this here, you hear that there.
Exactly.
What's true?
Exactly.
What's not?
Yeah.
For what I was told and what I read was that if somebody speaks an opinion about you, your personality, who you are, that's just an opinion. That's fine. You know what I mean? If it's in a book. Franny has an opinion about me, she speaks it. But if it's an event that she was at with me and says something, it better be true, because then I could say, I'm suing you for slander, you're hurting my integrity, my character. That's not what it's about. Right. But it's interesting. How about you, Franny? What would you like? Or would you say,
No, I would want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I would want to be from the beginning.
Yeah. Now, I think and again, both your opinions and the audience is open to you. I think people like books that are unauthorized because I think they feel there's more juice when they're not authorized.
Well, that's why I kind of gave that, that. I wouldn't mind seeing what another person would say, especially if it's somebody I know.
Mm-hmm. But again, this could be that you don't know the author. Just like The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. Everybody loved it. It was great. But Michael Jordan had everything to do with that from the beginning to the end. I mean, every single thing, you know. Right. And he put some stuff in there that didn't make him look great. There was some stuff that didn't make him look as good as a teammate and stuff like that. Left his whole family out and stuff like that. But there were some things. But it is an interesting thing. The Penthouse, obviously, the audience, you guys can respond. 877-927-6969. What would you also want to buy quicker? A book that was authorized or unauthorized? I think for the most people, they're like, I'm going to get some more juice for it's a book about, if people aren't authorizing it. But it's an interesting thing. If you guys have an opinion, you can call us, text us, or email Jimmy. Let us know. Call us. And like I said today, at 11:45, you got a chance to win tickets to Coke Zero. It's 3-Word Wednesday, and that's going to come at you at 11:45. You also got the big event with iHeart where they're going to give you $1,000 and fly you out to Vegas. That is unbelievable. Who doesn't want to do that? We got some WWGD also involved. Franny, I know you had some things about kids that they realize that adults do not. And a lot of times kids are more honest and they have no filter. They just let it rip.
This is more on like the serious note. It's not just some silly things like, kids are sponges and they do pay attention and they'll repeat and listen to anything you say. But this is more on a serious note. And it's 6 things kids totally like that they see and they realize they notice without adults realizing it. So, children are paying attention to more than parents and caregivers might actually think. And these are a few things about it. So they notice how you feel about your partner, co-parent, or their other caregivers. Like you may think it's subtle when you roll your eyes at your husband or wife or whoever it is, or just shoot them a dirty look. But kids catch those nonverbal cues all the time. They said, yep. And this is according to a psychologist. They said they're capable of picking up on criticism. Or negative remarks too. And maybe you think that you're being sly about it. You're trying to mask it with jokes or sarcasm. These kids are a lot smarter than you think. Mm-hmm. And they can notice when you're being a jerk, even if it's just like a slight eye roll or whatever it is. And they also notice the dynamics of, when you are speaking highly of your partner too, on the opposite end too. Yeah. They notice when you're nice.
She's the best.
Just like that. They also, this is interesting. Like I said, this is more serious stuff, but kids also are aware of how you feel about your body, how adults talk about their own bodies and other people's bodies. And this is from a registered dietitian. They said they can pick up on those subtle and not so subtle actions, drawing conclusions about their body. They learn what's considered good and bad, desirable and undesirable, but that's from how you feel about yourself.
Okay.
Right? Like they observe the way you look at yourself in the mirror and can make interference from that. They say they notice you for wearing a bathing suit at the pool. If you delete a lot of pictures of yourself to avoid getting in front of avoid getting in front of a camera altogether. Mm-hmm. They realize your body image and they'll absorb that. And they may start thinking those things of themselves, especially if you have a poor image of yourself.
That's bad. You don't want the kids to think that.
Yes. But I mean, that they learn from
adults.
From the adults, from where they're at.
I've always said everything in your life starts at home when you're a child.
Let's see. They just something as simple as what you actually value. Kids notice what you actually value based on what you say and do. This sometimes is different from what you say you value, right? For example, you might tell your kid that sports are really about teamwork, learning new skills, and having a good time with friends. But then when you pick them up after a game, your first question is, who won? Right? So they're like, is it really about the teamwork, learning new skills? But the first thing you do, they notice stuff like that. Like,
I think that everybody asks that, like, how did you win the game? I mean, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I don't know if it's not really a shot on not teamwork, but you know what I mean, like I don't know. I think everybody say you watch a game, you say who won.
They say something as simple as like you probably tell your children time and time again how important it is to be honest, but they've seen parents who fib about the kid's age to get a cheaper entrance fee.
Oh wow!
At the amusement parks, right?
He's 9. He drove here.
I've witnessed that. I've been with somebody who's done that with their kid to get a cheaper fee into it was to Legoland. I remember this. Yep.
Let's be honest. Accept everything but your age.
Same thing with body image, your relationship with food. Kids pay attention. They pay attention to your eating habits of adults, of course, in their lives as well. They how they speak about food, how they are about food, how they're directly influenced about food. Like innocent comments like those are dangerous around a plate of cookies. Just kidding, right? Or labeling foods as good or bad, skipping meals, expressing guilt, stuff like that. The kids they'll get onto that too.
Yeah,
they'll start having those behaviors as well. And then finally here they say how you talk about your kids to other adults. They say, let's say your child has an epic meltdown at Target, right? And it's Target, I know. When you get home, you fill in your partner about what just happened in the form of a sarcastic comment about the amazing morning the two of you just had, talking about the kids, or joke about the incident, think it's probably going to go over your kid's head. Well, they may not know what it all means, but they can pick up the fact that you think negatively about what just happened. And they say this can negatively impact their self-esteem and relationship with you. So basically, they're looking at like, my mom just talked crap about me behind my back. But yeah, they said when you're talking to friends, relatives, or co-parents, whether on the phone or in person, about something that happens with your kid, be mindful about the language that you use. They like speak to the lesson learned or how you could solve the problem versus focusing on the mistake or problem after the fact, especially if you haven't dealt with it with your kid.
I mean, that's great. I mean, I just think it's hard with emotions with kids. If they act bad or something, you come home, you're upset or something like that.
This is all easier said than done,
Of
right?
course.
But they're saying these are the right moves to make. I know. I mean, it's just this is coming from experts and either take it or leave it. I know sometimes it takes time and practice to do stuff like this.
Sure.
But yeah. Everybody's parenting style is different.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And you also got to know your kids, too. Just like, teachers with students, your boss with you, players and coaches. I don't know if you saw that, Jimmy, yesterday. Flores did respond in the afternoon.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
no, I didn't.
Yeah, he had a press conference. It seemed like he had to have it. And he said, you know what, I try every day to be better.
In regards to what, just in case people, because I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yesterday we talked about this. It was a huge story, too. Had comments yesterday. It was all over the place where he thought Flores was a terrible person and a terrible coach and really really nailed him and said some not great things. And just that, he goes, every day, imagine you wake up and the person you work for tells you suck, you shouldn't be here, you don't deserve to be here. So Tua could have, some people felt yesterday, out and about, Tua could have went a different route, obviously, and said, you know what, he just wasn't a fan of mine. But he decided to crush him. Flores responded in the afternoon and said, hey, you know what, I wish him all the luck in the world. And every day I'm learning, and there were some things I should have handled better. So, I mean, Flores is the assistant coach of the Vikings, his defensive coach, had a great job last year on their defense. I think this is going to hurt him as far as getting a head coaching job in the future, but not a great situation. But again, he woke up yesterday morning not realizing he had to do it, but he did have a press conference in the afternoon, and he addressed it. So it is a big story as far as for us. It's down here. It's Tua. It's in South Florida. The Dolphins just signed that big contract. He's our starting quarterback for years, but some people were surprised that he did say that. Some people said he should have left it alone. If you guys got an opinion, call us at 877-927-6969. Jimmy, you have something interesting that everybody's got a different thought about. When do you know it's going to be a bad day?
Yeah, when is it? So, Franny, when you wake up in the morning or at some point in the day, when is the moment you realize it's going to be a bad day? Same thing with you, Greek, or anybody else out there. 47142 is the text line. When do you know your day is ruined?
Man, that's a tough one because things can go bad. I mean, obviously, if you wake up not feeling so hot, or maybe you're getting things ready and about to run out of the house and you spill coffee on yourself, or I don't know, your Roomba runs over your dog's poop and it spreads all over the house. Like I don't know. There's certain things.
That sounds very specific.
There's certain things that can happen. I can make you go, yeah, this day's going to suck. But you know what? Even if it does, that you try to be like, all right, this is the worst it's going to be. I can make it better from here.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's very strange because they actually put a time to it. So by 8:36 a.m., you're going to know that your day. It's very specific.
It is very specific.
But it's like every other survey, which all they end up doing is averaging it out, right? And that's all that is. But some of the other examples that they gave is, sleeping through your alarm, or, you had made mention about the coffee, right? Spilling coffee, but the coffee maker itself doesn't work. And they say the average person has 4 bad days per month or 48 per year.
Yeah, so one a week.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you're considering it, right? The whole entire day sucks, not just an instant in the morning or whenever it is. So they're looking at the whole day.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So how does the average person know that their day is ruined? And here are some of the more popular responses that were given. You wake up feeling sick. There's one that Franny's number one right off the bat. Sleeping poorly through the night.
Yeah.
You know, you
That's
mentioned
a good
that
one, right?
Mhm.
Lack of
Yep.
sleep. I think automatically when you don't sleep well, you're like, today's going to suck.
A couple of these you could kind of put together. So this number 3 on this list says waking up with a headache. That's feeling sick, right? You could almost put those together. Losing your keys. There's something that happens to a lot of people that, that's going to make your day suck. Forgetting your phone at home.
Yep.
That happens a lot.
I would say that or losing your phone.
Yep. Running out of toilet paper. Always check, people. Always check before you sit down. Forgetting your wallet at home. Again, you could put that and your phone together, right? I mean, again, just forgetting anything, right? Especially something like that you need. Sleeping through your alarm. Realizing you forgot to plug your phone in the night before. So basically, you don't have a phone.
Dead phone. All right.
Because
You
it's
can
dead.
charge it.
And stubbing your toe. These are all some of the reasons given as to when you find out your day is going to be bad. Oh, stub my toe. My day is going to be terrible. I don't know. I think you can get over that one pretty quick.
I think you can too. It just sucks.
Yeah,
it does. It hurts.
There's a couple
That's one.
that I could add. Anything to do with your car if you wake up.
Sure.
Like a nail in the tire or something like that.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Anything your car
dead
can't
battery
start
or something, right? Yeah.
You know, you got a
Something
flat
like that.
tire. You're like, oh God. To me, if your boss sends you a text or a message, email says, "Hey, I need to talk to you today," you're like, ooh, because usually that means something bad. If it's great, he's gonna tell you probably there. Or somebody you're dating says, "Hey, tonight can we talk?" Could be a bad day. Because if it's something good, you know what I mean? Again, just different things
A
that you might.
text in the morning, a negative text can probably make a bad day.
Yeah, if it's somebody you care about, there's no doubt about it. If you don't care about the person, you're like, screw. I don't care.
Could be your boss.
Yeah.
This one, though, realizing you forgot to plug your phone in the night before. That one can be brutal, but at least that one's pretty easily fixable.
Yeah, you
right?
put it in your car and you go.
Yeah, that's not so bad because you can probably charge it no matter where you are. Depending, I mean, there's always the exception to the rule. But losing your keys, looking for them, oh boy, that can just take forever. And the worst thing is too, because when you're in a hurry, they'll be right in front of you too, and you'll lose them and you can't find them just because you're in a hurry.
Yeah. I think if you have something planned that day, say at night, and it gets canceled in the morning, that could get you sideways. Say it's something special, dinner, you're going out maybe to a game, somebody, whatever, and they call, hey, I can't make it tonight. Yeah. And you say it's 8, 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whatever, you get it. You're like, oh, God, I had the whole day planned. I know it just happened to somebody, a girl I'm friends with. She had dinners with this guy. She was going to go shopping, the whole thing. And he texted her like 8 o'clock in the morning. He goes, I can't make it tonight. And she was like, oh, my day's ruined. Because she was excited to do it.
Of course. That's important. I mean, at least he did it in the morning and not right before they were supposed to go.
Sure, yeah.
That's what I said. But I mean, those are things that possibly, you can figure out that, hey, maybe this is going to go sideways. And again, if it's early in the morning, maybe you can bounce back. You know what? And something else happens during the day. That's a good thing. You never know.
Step in dog poo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's bad. Yeah. That's bad. That's
And
terrible.
gum, dog poo,
Oh,
whatever. Yeah.
God,
I think dog poo's worse, but gum sucks too.
Yeah.
I'd rather have gum. It is the Penthouse. If you guys have anything to add, you could always call us at 877-927-6969. Text us at Real Radio 47142 or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Again, if a book was written about you, would you want to be involved or not? That's the first thing. And what time do you know it's going to be a bad day? Jimmy said it's one a week, right? That's what he said?
4 times a month.
Yeah, they average about 4 times a month or 48 days per year, bad days that you have.
Yeah. So let us know what your opinions are on all of that. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. We're going to come back with This Day in History and a trifecta. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
Good evening. This is the Fox 8 6 o'clock news. I'm Neil McNeil.
And I'm Natalie Wilson.
His name's Neil McNeil?
Neil McNeil is his name.
He is the human version of Bodie McBoatface. Neil McNeil. I don't even know what this report's about anymore. I can't stop thinking about Neil McNeil.
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street, on the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line, pound 250. Keyword West Palm Traffic, I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Mr. and Mrs. Flavor, thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. I'm Barry. I'm the flavor of Barry.
I'm Janet. I'm Bitter. You wanted to talk about your son. He's the flavor menthol?
Yes, he's the menthol in a menthol cigarette.
He's such a disappointment. Out there getting people addicted, being used by big tobacco to target black people. He could have been a lozenge.
Menthol cigarettes are just as addictive as regular cigarettes and harder to quit. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Got a car to sell? Hey, it's Franny, and whether it's your daily driver, classic muscle car, or even a whole collection, GimmeTheVin.com wants it. Skip the hassle of dealerships and lowball offers. At GimmeTheVin.com, just enter your VIN or license plate and get a top dollar offer in minutes. They'll even beat a CarMax offer or pay you $100. Plus, you can visit one of their locations or have them come to you. Sell your car the easy way with America's best car buyer, GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
And now, another insurance story from
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Wow, I wonder how much all this costs. Shh. Well, it can't be cheap. Do we even have enough for our own, you-know-what?
Honey, shh. I heard he bought final expense insurance through the Smart Bunny app.
The Smart Bunny app?
Like on your phone?
I know what an app is.
For the love of all things decent, be quiet.
Get up to $25,000 of lifelong coverage for funeral expenses, debts, and other needs for as little as $14 a month. And no medical exam is required. So hop on the Smart Bunny app now and grab some final expense insurance.
Honey, are you buying the insurance, like, right now?
Time is precious.
So true.
Shh. Smart Bunny Insurance.
Smart Bunny. Smart Bunny.
Your insurance super app. Insurance is sold by Smart Bunny Insurance Services and underwritten by various companies. Coverage exclusions and limitations may apply.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world, protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
High five. Up top. Heck yeah.
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep. Dave's feeling it, but it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! Ends 8/21/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major
major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits when you factor in humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of singer, songwriter, and former teen idol, Frankie Avalon. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. Listening to the Penthouse. Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah, yippee-yi-yay, baby. It's a Wednesday on R&R. You guys are always welcome to get involved. You could call us, text us, or email Jimmy, or stop by and bring a pizza with a slice out. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and good morning.
Francis is here.
Hey.
And it's time for This Day in History and a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Creek's Trifecta.
I know our boy Riggs is a Cincinnati man. He might not be happy about this, but Javon Chase may not sign a new contract, and if he doesn't sign, he's not playing. He wants a lot of money. He's holding out. So is Lamb for Dallas. These are interesting things happen every day in the NFL, but these guys don't get their money, and we're talking 32, 33, 35 million. They're not playing, and it's definitely going to hurt the Bengals, and it definitely will hurt the Dallas Cowboys. So we'll see what happens. Yankees lost last night, but Mr. Judge hit another home run. He now has 45 for the season. Unbelievable year he's having. He is the odds-on favorite to win the MVP again. It looks like him and Ohtani in the National League. We'll see what happens. But again, Yankees did lose last night, so they're out of first place. Baltimore's in first place because they ended up beating the Mets. Aaron Rodgers spoke yesterday, said it's the toughest training camp he's had in the last 7-8 years. He knew going in was going to be tough. Coach told him. Said, but it's very, very hard, and he's ready for the season. He's doing everything he can. He said some guys like it, some guys don't, but it prepares you for the season. And they're excited for the upcoming season. They'll open up in 2 weeks on a Monday night, and they're taking on the San Francisco 49ers. Flores did talk about the comments Tua made yesterday, and he said he's going to try to do things differently and better going forward, and wishes Tua all the luck in the world. Not a great situation for Brian Flores. And Tua just, was interviewed and came out and was brutally honest. We'll see what happens with this. Now, you don't know if other players are going to come out, because that's usually what happens when anybody accuses somebody something of treating him bad or a bad environment, then other people jump in too. So we'll see what happens. If that happens, then Flores might have some problems coaching, but we will see. And that is your first Greek trifecta. Now over to Jimmy for this day in history.
Well, today's history lesson is going to take us back to 1878. And on this day, the American Bar Association was founded in Saratoga, New York by 75 lawyers from 20 different states. 113 years ago today, 1911, the Mona Lisa was stolen from the Louvre in Paris by an employee. It was recovered 2 years later.
Always an inside job.
Certainly was. 82 years ago today, 1942, Bambi was released. 65 years ago today, in 1959, Hawaii was admitted as the 50th state in the Union. 37 years ago today, nobody puts...
Baby in the corner?
Baby, right?
Yeah, no, he puts
baby in a corner. I can't believe I just brain farted on that.
I thought you wanted us to fill the blank for a second.
Dirty Dancing was released, starring Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze.
Do you remember Baby's real name?
Juanita?
I didn't remember Baby, so
Yeah.
I won't remember her name in the movie.
Man, does she look different
It
today?
was Frances.
Was it
No
really?
kidding.
Wow,
Oh,
good
wow.
trivia
How
question.
about that? 34 years ago today, in 1990, Alice in Chains released her debut album, Facelift, and that was the one that featured Man in a Box. 7 years ago today, in 2017, for the first time in nearly 40 years, the continental United States experienced a total solar eclipse, which was viewed from Oregon to South Carolina. And finally, 4 years ago today, in 2020, Korean pop group BTS released their single Dynamite, the first video to be watched by more than 100 million people in 24 hours on YouTube. Wow. And that's what happened on August 21st. Our history.
Thank you, Jimmy. Great job. We do it once a day to reflect in the day that we're actually in. So today is, I believe, August 21st, 22nd, something like that. Thank you. Franny, what are going to be the top costumes coming out for the Halloween Trick My Treat?
Yeah, I know it's only August, right? But people are, all Home Depot, last month already started doing Halloween
The home
decorations.
store, I've seen it,
People
yeah.
are starting to think about it. And if you want to stay away from what is popular, then maybe stay away from these costumes, because these are supposed to be the hottest costumes for 2024. Couples costumes. And Entertainment Tonight created a list for the best couples costumes. And I think the first one we're like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
and it
Taylor.
was the same one last year.
Ben and J-Lo?
How'd you know? That'd be a good one. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Oh, all right.
That's easy, though. That's pretty easy. Because
So
you get a
easy.
jersey for a guy, you're done. And guys, a lot of guys, not all, don't really like being dressed up. So it's good to get to wear a football jersey. And the girl just, bebops.
Bebops. Yeah.
Shiny sequin dress with a guitar.
Yeah.
That's all you need, right?
I'm sure
Cowboy
you
boots.
could make it happen. Yep. she's got a lot of looks and styles. Her classic red lip that she has.
Yep. The red lipstick,
Yeah.
just like a long wig, straight hair.
Yep. If
Jimmy,
you don't
we'll do
have
it, me
blonde
and
hair.
you. I'll be Taylor.
All right.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, but I feel like that was really popular last year too. But I guess it's still a thing. Movie of the year so far: Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh, yeah, that definitely.
Yep, they said that's it. If you watch Bridgerton, which I do enjoy, Penelope and Colin, if you're familiar with those two characters, they say that is one of the popular. And then this movie is going to be coming out soon is Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
And they say that that's going to be a very popular couple's costume, where it's Beetlejuice and help me. What's her name? Lydia, Winona Ryder's character. But it's
Lydia?
like coming
Is that her
back.
name?
Yeah, I
Okay.
believe so. But from the first one, though, when she wore that red wedding dress, do you remember, with the veil and everything?
Vaguely.
That's what they're showing as being the most popular one. Let's see. This is interesting. Bringing it back. Cleopatra and Mark Anthony.
Ooh.
Ooh. We're going not as far back. I Love Lucy.
Wow. That's pretty far back.
Desi and Lucy, they say,
Really?
is going to be a hot costume this year. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I found that very
Is there
odd.
a biography or something that came out?
I don't know. Like, even to throw in the Cleopatra, right? And Mark Antony. But if you have anything that you think is going to be creative or throw out there, those were the ones that they had on entertainment tonight. There was no other ones on the list. But if you have any suggestions, let us know. 47142. I know that Greek put out there, when you know you're having a bad day, and we have when I start brewing a cup of, and I've heard this from a lot of people who utilize Keurigs.
Mm-hmm.
It says, when I start brewing a cup of coffee and I forget to put the cup under, when I leave with just enough time to get to work and I notice that I have a flat, another thing. When the first message I see on my phone in the morning is from my bank account saying insufficient funds.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Uh-huh. And when a random message pops up on my phone that says I'm pregnant. So, yeah, that sounds like random. But, yeah, I've heard a lot of people with the Keurigs. I don't. I just have a regular coffee machine. But a lot of people do with the Keurigs with the K-Cup say that sometimes they'll, in a rush, they'll just put the Keurigs, put the thing down and forget to put their coffee mug in.
Yeah.
So they start getting
okay,
ready, and it's
okay.
just a mess.
Yeah,
Just
it's all over
coffee
the place.
all over the floor and the counter.
Yeah, that happens.
I've heard that happens quite often.
No doubt about it. If you have any thoughts about a costume that's going to be popular this year, I'm sure there's going to be people who are going to be Trump and his wife, I would think, especially with the election real close.
I mean,
right now.
J-Lo and Ben is actually kind of funny. Jimmy brought that up. But.
Yeah. J-Lo actually filed for a divorce yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, I think, their 2-year anniversary.
That's nice of her.
And she said she was devastated, and she thought that she couldn't, live and go forward when this whole thing broke down. Breakups are tough for everybody, and sometimes you can even see stars who everybody thinks has the world and everything's perfect for them, even them go through heartaches and problems.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going through something right now and you're not feeling great, or you feel like, oh my God, it happens to everybody. And you know what? Getting a divorce is not easy, and it does suck. You hear that from a lot of people. It's one of the worst things. Also, Starbucks, Franny mentioned this last week. The CEO, they got new guys getting $113 million, to go at Starbucks. But what I didn't realize, he's going to work at home. Oh my God, what a gig that is! This guy, $113 million to sign.
Working remotely, huh?
Yeah, and he's working at home. My God, you think he has a pool? Yeah, I do. I think he's got a pool in a big house. $113 million. He's got to be the highest paid employee in the country, wouldn't you say? Who works at home? Don't you think?
I mean, I don't know about all these other guys, these billionaires and stuff like that. They could work from home too. I don't know.
I know, but I'm just saying, he's got to be one of the highest, making $113 million just to sign up, and he's working at home. Crazy amount of money for Starbucks. He's trying to bring Starbucks back a little. They're a little bit down. They had a bad quarter. That's why they got rid of the other CEO. But Franny did mention this last week, but I didn't realize he was working at home, and it was a $113 million bonus just to get him there. So, he's doing pretty good. I would definitely say so. You think he drinks Starbucks around his house?
I hope so.
You would think so.
You better drink the Kool-Aid you're selling. But they,
really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously they think he's worth it. He turned around Chipotle according to them. So
yeah, no, obviously with all the money and what they think about him, but I was just surprised he's working at home. And Jeff Bezos is trying to possibly buy the Boston Celtics.
It's been for a while, right?
Yeah, but it's supposedly getting closer now. $6 billion is the amount the Celtics went up for sale last month. Whether or not it happens, we'll see what happens. But again, he definitely has the money, so don't worry about that. Bezos will be. I could just imagine him sitting courtside, him and his girlfriend. And again, it's rare that a team wins it all like the Celtics. They are the champs, and they're for sale. That doesn't happen a lot in sports, all sports. When a team does very, very well, usually, you know what, it's time to really highlight the team and sit back. And but I guess also Celtics may look at it like this is the best time to sell when the price is going to really be high. The NBA is looking at 2 cities for expansion, Seattle and Las Vegas. Keep seeing the names that keep coming up. Vegas comes up. I think you're going to see LeBron involved with that in some capacity. That's what he has alluded to, but we'll see. But Jeff Bezos possibly buying the Boston Celtics And that'll be something that very unique and different. And you can see him courtside hanging out. It'll be like Mark Cuban with the Dallas Mavericks, but a lot more money, obviously. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call.
He's got a piece of Washington, right?
Does he? I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm asking that.
I don't know.
Was he part of that group that
bought the Washington football team?
The Commanders?
I'm not sure. You might be right. I know Magic's involved.
Yeah, Magic, and he was sort of made like the spokesperson, sort of.
Okay.
They wanted to make him his face, the face of the franchise of the owners, if I remember right, reading a little bit about that. But I thought Bezos had a little stake in it, just a small amount. But I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, that I don't remember, but you could be 100% correct. The only one I remember is Magic. Because he was he did a lot of press conferences and stuff like that. And
he's most well known, I think, out of that whole group, outside of maybe Bezos. But I could be wrong on that. I'm not 100% sure. But this doesn't surprise me. I mean, I didn't know he was a Celtics fan. Is that it? Or is it just that they're for sale? So that's who you got to gravitate to.
The article I read is that he wants to buy a sports franchise.
Right.
And the Celtics are for sale, and obviously they're one of the biggest franchises in the NBA history.
Okay.
And I guess it goes hand in hand. Whether or not it happens.
He doesn't necessarily have a tie with Boston itself that way. It's just more that's who's available. And, of course, they're a huge franchise.
Yeah, they're one of the biggest.
$6 billion. That's got to be one of the highest valued in basketball, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably them, the Lakers, Knicks.
Lakers. Yeah.
And Magic's involved, like you said, with Washington. He might be involved, but who knows? I mean, again, it's something different. The amount of money that these teams are going for is just crazy. That's what the NBA is suggesting the price is. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If a book was written about you, would you want to be involved or no? Like, nah, I don't want to be involved. I don't really care. Or would you want to be involved? Let us know.
Jimmy at RealRadio921.com got this one in. Matthew wrote in, said, I had a book written about me. It was later turned into a movie. You may have seen it. It was titled Dumb and Dumber. Okay, well, thank you very much. Appreciate that, Matthew. Something tells me that might have been a little tongue-in-cheek.
Seems like it.
That is so funny. If you guys want to go see the Dolphins take on the Bills, and that's going to be a road trip Thursday the 12th. Bus tickets are on sale at the Crazy Horse Saloon. Stop in there or give them a call. They're having a big bus trip. It's a great event. You get to go down, see the game, eat, drink, and have a good time, and you'll definitely enjoy a great tailgate party. So the Crazy Horse Saloon is having a big, big event for you guys. It's the Bills and Dolphins road trip Thursday, September 12th. That's my brother's birthday. Ooh. That's
Should
cool.
be pretty crazy, and I know that place specifically is a Bills bar. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. So the Bills fans have been here. Jimmy, you never know. Maybe something. So we'll see. And details next week. We will announce Greek Gridiron's 2 locations and also the grand prize by ETA Jets. That I can tell you already. It's 3-night stay for the winner at the Hard Rock Casino. Dinner at Council Oak, a $250 gift certificate, and a golf cart. We're getting a golf cart, too, again this year. That was pretty popular last year, so we're going back with that. But we're not going to send you to Vegas. We're going to send you to right down the road because some people, believe it or not, were like, I got to go to Vegas. So now you just go right down the road to the Hard Rock, hang out for 3 nights. How sweet is that? And also, you get dinner at Council Oak, so you can't beat that. 877-927-6969. What is a costume you're thinking about for Halloween? What is going to be hot, or maybe you guys can come up with something that you think is going to be hot. Also, if a book was written about you, do you want to be involved or no? And if you weren't involved, would you read the book? Would you want to read the book, or you'd be like, I'm not going to really read about it? But this is something comes around with Aaron Rodgers' book coming out with him. It's unauthorized. He did sit down with the author at the end for 2 hours. Rodgers already commented on it saying, you know what? I think some people remember things differently. I've heard that a lot from people. I don't know. Can you really remember things differently than actually happened? I mean, I don't know. Like if somebody's in your life, and you're like, it's not the way I remember it. But that's what he said. And I think he was being nice about it. It's about his family, his girlfriend at the time, the strains he had with his relationship with his brother.
I haven't really looked into it, but of course, caught some of the headlines about, was it in the book about how he had to answer about his sexuality and stuff that he felt like he had to?
I didn't.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I didn't pick that up. I didn't see that. I know there's a lot of stuff in there about him. The one thing that I heard was obviously about him and the his strained relationship with his family and how he didn't talk to his mother and father and when he was dating, who was the actress, Olivia Munn, I think, for a couple of years. Yeah, that's what I read about. I didn't read about his sexuality. I'm sure they brought that up. I'm sure they brought up, I don't know why they would bring that up, because he's been with women his whole life and always talked about it. And also about COVID. I'm sure that came up, and him testing, not testing, all the different things, the shots. I'm sure stuff like that came up. But again, he's in with the Jets right now, so he's in the biggest market in the world right now with the Jets, and I'm sure it's going to come up. So, love him or hate him, that's what some people do. If he has a good season this year and the Jets win, I think everybody will just forget about a lot of this stuff. The guy writes the book and drops it as a good time just because the season's going to start. There's no better time to drop it than then. So I'm sure this guy's very smart in what he does. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. Halloween's coming up around the corner. What is a costume that you think might be popular?
Martha and Snoop Dogg.
That'd be good. I like that. That was good. Yeah, I think that's good. Did a good job there, Jimmy.
Do the Crip walk. Walk in. It's all you need, right? Just do the Crip walk.
They're already selling it, and it's not a couple's costume, but my girlfriend bought it, and it was really funny. For my other friend, her 50th was an 80s party. And because she kind of looks like a B-girl, she did the whole dance and everything. And I'm talking about the Australian break dancer.
Oh, really?
That is going to be, you're going to see those everywhere.
Yep, there's
And the
that.
green
That's
jumpsuit
another
with
one.
the
Yep.
hat on.
Mhm.
Amazon already has it.
Oh, really?
Do they really?
Oh, yeah. Everybody,
Oh,
people
wow.
are quick to things.
Yeah, really. I
so
shouldn't be
quick.
surprised even a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not an expensive costume to get. You could probably come up with it on your own, which is good. With anything that happens in the next month or two, you're going to see Halloween. You guys still got some time, obviously. You got September and all of October. Before you know it, it will be Halloween. And before you know it, it'll be gobble gobble time. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Don't forget, you get a chance at 11:45 to win tickets to Coke Zero. Big race up in Daytona. It's 3-word Wednesday. And also the keyword is out there for you guys to win a trip to Vegas and enjoy yourself and $1,000. That is awesome. Franny, we got some stories coming up about Florida. What's in the hopper?
Yeah, we do have some stories coming up with Florida, including a woman who got arrested. What did she do with a plate of ravioli? I will let you know about this. Plus, we have an incident with a guy. Well, we'll just say meth. We know we like meth stories around here now and then. So we got meth. And then what a racket. This guy was impersonating a pizzeria.
Oh.
And I'll let you know exactly what he was doing when we come back on Real Radio 92.1.
iHeartRadio is the easy-to-use app for music and radio. Download the free iHeartRadio app today.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to give you $1,000 and send you to Vegas, baby. We're giving you a round-trip airfare to Las Vegas, a 2-night hotel stay, and we'll give you 2 tickets to both nights of our iHeartRadio Music Festival. And oh yeah, $1,000 too. Listen for the keywords to text every weekday at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street. On the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line pound 250. Keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's $1 Small Frosty Deal. Get ready to cool down this summer with the ultimate treat. This delectable dessert is too thick for a straw, but just right for a fry. Is it a milkshake? Is it ice cream? Neither. It's a Frosty. Come taste your favorite small Frosty flavor for just $1. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe, Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's in Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace.
Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Friday, August 30th, Hard Rock Live. With special guests, Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Tickets on sale now at myhrl.com or ticketmaster.com. Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
Is there a sticker on your garage door? If something goes wrong and you need an expert to solve your problem, are you just going to call that number because the sticker told you to? I mean, isn't that something your husband would do? Better call these guys, honey. The sticker said so. Can't violate the International Sticker Code now, can I? What kind of self-respecting man in a house surrenders his independence to a ratty old scrap of paper with glue on the back? Of course, if you find a Mo Better Garage sticker on it, you might want to listen to your husband just this once. Because all garage door stickers are not created equal. No matter who installed your garage door, you can call us to repair it. Our technicians are expertly trained on the widest range of equipment with the experience to solve any problem. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. After we fix it, we'll put our sticker on it. So your husband has someone to call.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-488-2594. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-488-2594. That's 800-488-2594.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Don't miss our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
Las Vegas, are you having a good time?
Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st. Streaming live only on Hulu.
iHeartRadio, let's go!
Get tickets now at AXS.com.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center. Have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Our American Stories.
This is Lee Habib, host of Our American Stories. On our next episode, we'll tell the story of the first person to receive the Medal of Honor. You won't want to miss the next episode of Our American Stories.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse Now back to the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. In this hour at 11:45, your chance to win tickets to Coke Zero in Daytona. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good morning.
Francis is here.
Hey.
First batch of Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida?
I'm from Florida.
WTF.
What the Florida?
Well, a 21-year-old Florida woman has been arrested for assaulting her sister with a plate of ravioli during a dispute over food. The incident occurred when Nakia Davis became upset that her sister refused to share her meal with her. So it was at home, a meal delivery. She admitted to throwing the ravioli at her sister, which then, yes, led to her arrest. People just can't handle these food fights these days, man. It used to be fun and games, and now it's domestic battery. So her sister did call the cops. She spent the night in jail and was charged with domestic battery and ordered not to have any contact with her sister. The police report read in part, the victim still had sauce from the raviolis on her when they said when the detectives arrived on the scene. They said Thanksgiving should be interesting for this family.
Oh, yes.
All over just throwing ravioli at somebody, you put your sister in jail.
You can't throw food, people.
I guess not.
I could
these
never
days.
do that, though. I mean, like, put your brother or sister in
No.
jail. Come on.
But yeah, these days, people do. And then this is more funny, his shirt, than anything else. There's a 22-year-old Floridian arrested for DUI. Well, when he was booked, his name is Cooper Conti. Around 5:30 in the morning, they said that after posing for his mugshot, that, of course, he had to be directed to change into a boring orange prison smock. They say, thus denying fellow inmates of a glimpse of his unique fashion sense. And the reason why is because his shirt says, "Don't bully me, I'll come," is what it says. And it's spelled C-U-M. Don't bully me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So now you understand why they probably had him changed before he went into the prison cell.
Not a great thing.
No, don't bully me, because probably a lot of people would bullied
Yeah.
him. Oh, yep. That's a very interesting choice.
He's not going to sit alone at lunch.
shirt this kid was wearing.
President of Cell Block D.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. And then we have a Florida man busted, and this guy deserved to be busted. So Brandon Lee Harris he's checking in with his probation officer, Walton County. Yeah, and he's been charged with felony violation of probation. Well, the reason why is they discovered, as he's meeting with his probation officer, that he had meth on him. Meth in a small plastic bag, 2 syringes, and a nasal spray bottle containing an unknown substance. He was scheduled to meet with his probation officer, admitted to knowing he had narcotics and paraphernalia on him before arriving. And yeah, this dope, they're like, all right, well, cool. So now you're going to be arrested once again. Like, you're meeting your probation officer. What the heck are you doing?
What are you thinking?
I guess you want to go back to jail.
I guess he does.
And then this one is a very interesting story. There's a 55-year-old, and this is in the Miami area. Now he's facing a felony charge for this bizarre impersonation scheme that left a bunch of pizza customers getting not great pizza. So they said he ran an elaborate scheme to defraud tourists staying in hotels in Miami Springs area by pretending to be a well-known local pizza parlor.
Okay.
So he would go. And he would go to the hotels and pass out flyers. But it looked like the legit place of an establishment that existed for a while, except it had his phone number on there. Right. So when people thought they were ordering from Roman's Pizzeria, they were actually getting pizzas from him. His name is Jose Marti Alvarez. And he would distribute fake pizza flyers to hotel rooms, misleading visitors. And then they said that this was something he would do for years. So he was actually making pizzas and delivering them and charging people and taking money from it. But they said the pizza actually really sucked. It wasn't good pizza, but at least I think he was making it out of his home. So the guy who owns Roman's Pizza, Jesus Roman, he said he's been cooking up pies for 4 decades. And this guy was doing bad, uncooked. Sometimes they were sent in a box with a piece of raw dough. He said they just gave it to them. And by the time they realized it, this dude was already gone.
Yeah.
So what's went on for years.
Wow.
And they said it caused significant hardship for the actual pizzeria because people complained to the Better Business Bureau. He got negative reviews on Google and Yelp because of this guy's crappy pizza. And so finally, he's like, something's going on because, like, I don't recognize this. I know we have good pizza. Like, why are we getting all this? And that's when he actually started trying to figure out what it was. Somehow, some way, he said that he went to police and they were able to arrest this Marty Alvarez with a flyer, his phone number. I'm sure they tracked him down and charged of organized scheme to defraud and booked him into jail. So isn't that crazy? I mean, what a scam.
I'm surprised it took so long.
Yeah.
I mean, it was years he was doing this for. And he was going to like airports and handing out flyers, hotels, like Franny said, handing out flyers for pizza, which, you know, I'm sure if they're done somewhat decently, you know, they'll look pretty legit. And it's got his phone number on it. But they weren't able to figure that out sooner and track that down. That kind of surprised me. Unless he kept changing the phone number or something, you know, he was eluding police, but the article didn't seem like that to me. It seemed like it just, you know, I don't know, like maybe they didn't look into it, like the real pizzeria didn't look into it too much because every now and then they'd get a bad review or something like that. So maybe that was it.
And then maybe somebody really didn't come. Because if you call a pizza place and it's bad, what do? You just say, I'm never calling there again.
Right.
You don't think to call the authorities like that it's fake.
No, you're never going to call the authorities.
Yeah, but this guy, like you said, he's the one who probably like every once in a while was like, we're getting a bad review. I wonder why. And then you figure out this guy.
It had to be that.
Well, that's what they said. Is I looked up other ones, and the guy was just like, you know I cook a good pie, and reading some of these complaints just doesn't make any sense.
I wonder why. I guess the guys had a good name because if it's tourists,
but even just the reviews. That he also stated that some people would show up to his store, right? Like I think like if it was later that never showed up, maybe that he said some people would show up upset to the store, like saying, "Hey, where's our food?"
Yeah.
And you have to be like, "I don't know what you're talking about. We never ordered from us."
Yeah, that sucks.
And maybe that's when they were like, here's the flyer I found. Like, this is, it's got to be something.
Yeah.
But the fact that it did take years is surprising.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the guy could, if it was tourists or people traveling, he could just been like Joe's Pizza, you know, from Brooklyn, 23 years.
And that's the other part of the puzzle, too, that when you look into it, is if you're getting mainly tourists, you're not going to get somebody that's from the area just going to take the time to go back and try to track that, too. So when you kind of think about it, it does
seem a little weird.
Yeah, it is understandable.
Because if it's a tourist, you're not going to know, just like we wouldn't know. If you go get a pizza sompace, you know, you'd be like, all right, I guess this guy's local.
Well, that
he's
place
good.
sucks. I'll never go back there again.
Yeah.
You know, if we ever come back to this area.
Yeah.
Man.
And that is your Florida stories.
So Oscar De La Hoya, I follow him on Instagram. I don't follow a lot of people, but he's what I do. I don't even know why, just I do. He's intrigues me sometimes, the craziness things he does. But TMZ's got the story now. But 2 nights ago, I talked about it with Jimmy and Brady, who called the show the other day. He had a video up of him and his girl dancing very provocatively and thong underwear on both of them. And IG made them take it down after the fact. It was up there for a while. But Oscar, I just don't know sometimes, like when I watch him, some of the things he says and does. And years ago, there was different things with him. And he's a promoter right now in boxing, very successful, had a great career, Olympic champ, won many different titles. But just some of the things he does are just out there. Had a few different kids with different women and really didn't go around them their whole childhood. Now he did. And that was portrayed in a documentary about him that he was in. But this dance with him and his girlfriend were pretty provocative. But IG did make him take it down. TMZ is talking about it today. Now they're getting offers from other companies if they want to do the dance again, offering them $500,000, which is just
like porn sites, like Camp Soda.
Yeah. Money finds money.
Only fans.
I don't know what it is, but there are a couple sites that have offered him $500,000. But when I saw it the other night, I was hanging out. I'm like, man, this is like, I was just shocked he did it. You know, he's basically in nothing, like a thong. And she's, dancing around.
Oh, he's wearing a banana hammock.
Yeah, it's just
What
crazy.
would you say, a banana maggot? What'd you call it? I don't know.
Banana maggot?
Yes, that's what he's wearing.
Yeah.
It is very, very small.
Is there any nudity?
No, there's no.
I'm surprised that Instagram made him take it down.
Yeah, me too.
But they did, and it was a little provocative, like him dancing behind her and stuff. a couple things. Maybe that's why, I don't know. She has like a bikini on, but a thong. But yeah,
see that
there's lots
look
of
at Britney
thongs.
Spears.
I
We
was gonna say.
see that every day.
Yeah,
That's why I was surprised. I didn't know that they made him take it down.
that's what TMZ is reporting. That they IG told them they're going to.
You saw the video too, Franny?
No.
No?
I saw still pictures on TMZ, but I didn't watch the whole film.
I saw it. Yeah,
The video.
You saw it. It was like sexually suggestive, 100%. Like he was
a little bit.
kind
Yeah,
of-
I was shocked that
How
he
do
did
I
it.
say this? Like he's making motions of sexual nature.
Gyrating.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that, but I was just surprised he did it. The level he's at, who he is.
Why is TMZ reporting? Because you see girls twerking in bikinis on guys. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff on IG that I'm just. Maybe I'll go and watch it, and then I can form my own opinion to why they took it down.
Well, they did have to take it down.
I'm more curious on that for some silly reason.
I'm surprised that he even did it because of who he is and everything like
Really?
that. Yeah.
He dressed in drag and like fishnets and stuff. How does that surprise you? He's always out there.
But that was years ago, and that wasn't released. This is something he released.
How was that not released? Everybody saw it. Him and that one like fishnet onesie thingy.
Yeah, but the girl released it.
Oh, okay.
He didn't release
Got it.
This is different. This is him on IG doing a video with his girlfriend.
Okay.
I was just surprised. That's all. It's one man's opinion. That's all. I'm just shocked. He's in the boxing profession, obviously. That's a very tough industry to be in with guys. You're exposing yourself to be out there. He fights a lot verbally with a lot of different, boxing groups, other ones. Dana White, different guys like that. I don't know. I was just surprised. I was like, wow, I can't believe he did this.
That shock factor seems to be big for some people. Maybe just keeps his name out there.
Maybe.
Now he's a promoter or something along those lines. It's somewhat plausible, I guess.
Maybe. I mean, he's very successful as a promoter. I mean, millions and millions he's made. So I would see that if he was up and coming, maybe. But again, I was just surprised. Him doing it, who he is. Again, when I saw the show about him on HBO, The Golden Boy, I was surprised that he has a couple of kids and never really was around them, 15, 20 years. Now tries to, is doing some stuff, which is nice. Better late than never. But I was just shocked about the video. If you have an opinion on it, give us a call, 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142, or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com.
Well, Greek makes it sound like he can't wrap his head around why Oscar De La Hoya would put that video out there. So here's a question for you. What is something that you can't wrap your head around? A Reddit thread put that out there, and there's some people had responded, of course, because that's what social media does. And they were talking about things that you just can't explain. You can't explain how that works. You can't just put it together. Like one person wrote space. Like they can't wrap their head around space. And if you think about it, when you read about how vast space is, it can be very overwhelming, obviously. I mean, we think mostly about Earth and the moon and maybe even like as much as Mars, our sun, or even our own solar system. But when you really look into how vast space is beyond that, it is very difficult to wrap your head around how they can see things that happened billions of years ago through these telescopes, something like that. And that's pretty understandable that they would write that. Another person wrote magnets. They just don't understand how they work, type of thing. Electricity was another one. Somebody wrote the stock market. You don't understand how the stock market, can't wrap your head around how that can work.
I'm the same with like cryptocurrency and stuff.
Well, that was the next one on here, and specifically crypto mining and all other aspects of digital currency and blockchains. I never got that either, too. We've talked about that a couple of times, especially with Bitcoin, right? And how you can have certain computers that are designated to mine that cryptocurrency, and it's like, where does it come from? I mean, it's somehow like it's man-made, but it's not man-made. Again, something like that is a great example, Franny. I'm with you on that. How airplanes can be so big and heavy and still fly. That's something else that somebody wrote they can't wrap their head around. Both clouds. The cloud, right? So you've got clouds and how things can be up on the cloud as far as computers and that type of thing. The metaverse was another one. How a chicken can make a whole egg every single day. There's one for you. Some ones that may seem a little bit more silly. How about this one? It's a little bit more technical. Things that people can't wrap their head around. MRIs and how they work. An MRI machine. The offsides penalty. There's one that you can explain, Greek. and folding a fitted sheet. And again, now when I don't know if it's a joke or not, but there is some truth to that. And this has always been one for me. I never understood it. We've talked about it. Non-fungible tokens, otherwise known as NFTs. I still can't grasp that idea, wrap my head around how they work, where you can actually buy something, but you don't get it. There's no physical thing. Like the first tweet that was ever put out there.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody actually bought that, but they don't actually get the tweet because it's a tweet. It's not anything physical.
Crazy.
And I don't understand that. And stuff like that goes for millions of dollars. And you think, wow, what is that? Where's the value in something like that? I never got it. Something that is just, you can't wrap your head around. 47142 is the text line. Start off that text with Real Radio. Is there anything else you can think of for any Greek?
I can think of like some artwork you see that's, up there of an empty case and somebody spends 7 figures on it. You're like, wow, what the hell are you doing? When you see that, where somebody puts a banana on a wall and that goes for sale for, $800,000. I'm like, how the hell is that happening?
Was that Italian sculptor that there was air?
Yeah.
There was nothing. Did you say that?
Yeah, you're on the phone.
Okay.
Yeah, like I see that. I'm like, what the hell are you buying?
The banana, is another one.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Just crazy stuff like that. I think all art, if you're not familiar with it, if you go to galleries or you've ever had, been in situations where you go see people bid on it, and it could be the amount of money. I know, obviously, the artist is what brings a lot of the value up, but some of the pictures you see, you're like, wow, that's worth what? Like, I used to go to a lot of galleries years in Soho, and I used to I enjoyed walking around through them and hanging out and everything like that, and using her phone and calling sports phone, and seeing some of the prices, I used to be like, oh, my God. Just a regular paint.
For a canvas, it's nothing but like one color, one solid color. You'll see something like that out there, and it'll go for a couple $1 million. And you can, I'm with you on that. You can't wrap my head around how can that be that valuable, and not even a deceased artist per se. And somehow they're still worth that much to some
put that
people.
value on there, right? I don't understand.
I guess what the good person that'll pay for it, right?
Yeah, I always said some cars. Yesterday I was with Richie Atlantis Motor Group. They sold a car, Ferrari, for $7 million. I was like, oh my God, like what makes that $7 million is unbelievable. I know it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, well that's it, right?
Limited edition,
the
but
value
still.
or the scarcity of it.
Yeah, but it's still like, wow.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, things that you can't wrap your head around.
It's hard to understand that, especially if you're not a car enthusiast, right? And you don't see as much of the value in something like that.
Anytime you see somebody like certain, they talked about certain women's purses that could be outrageously priced, $100,000, $80,000. You look at it like it's a purse. Somebody's paying $80,000 for that. Those are things I'm like surprised at sometimes. We have somebody on hold?
We do. We have Steve checking in with us. Hey, Steve, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, y'all.
What's up, Steve?
My favorite people's. Not too much. Hey, Penny, I'm glad you're back.
Thanks, Steve.
Hey, Monday, I sent you a text, and I don't know if you answered. Maybe I was on the phone or something.
Okay.
But I don't know if you remember the text, but I was wondering how Greek lost his $50. Somebody else got the $50 with the gas if they didn't have a hose on the pump.
No, it's two different stories.
Oh yeah, I didn't read that text, Steve, unfortunately. But yeah, that was two different separate occasions.
Yeah, two different stories.
Yeah.
One time I was on, I got $50 and I just got my car and I drove away and nothing happened. Then realized when I was way down, getting on the turnpike, oh my God, I never got gas. And the other story was last Saturday when I was on the phone with somebody and I pulled away and the pump just came flying off.
Now, the reason both of those things happened, Steve, is because he wasn't paying attention because he was on his cell phone.
Yeah, I thought I was getting a text from Franny, so I just got so nervous. I got so nervous. I was like, Franny's gone, I got to go.
Can you wrap your head around that, Steve?
No.
But he made it sound like he put the money in and never got the gas, and he went back.
It was gone.
Somebody had already got it.
Yeah, it was gone.
Yeah, so he drove
That's what
away.
happened.
Yeah, he drove away, and by the time he went, but by the time he realized it, somebody had already
Yeah, it was
cool,
like-
free gas.
Yeah, it
and,
was like
utilized
25
it.
minutes later, 20 minutes later.
Yeah.
Apparently.
It was my good deed for the day.
Anyway, and then also I had a question for you, Greek.
Yes, sir.
How many takes did you have to go through to do that commercial for the Easy Pay card?
Not too many. That was the easy one. That one came out, actually. It wasn't a Comcast one. No. Right, Jimmy? That wasn't a lot. That Easy Pay?
No, I don't recall.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, sometimes I'm pretty focused. You might be surprised.
When is that?
I said sometimes. I'm here to entertain, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I do. Sometimes I can actually wrap my head around something. I go, you know what? Let me do this.
All right. Y'all have a good day.
Good.
Bye, Steve.
Have a nice day yourself, buddy. Thanks for listening.
47142 started off with Real Radio. Let's see. Dressed up for Halloween says, I'm dressing up as Sagittarius this year. I'm looking for someone to be the back of the costume. I won't wear a thong. All right. I thought Sagittarius was a sign.
That's what I thought.
I'm thinking like a centaur or something. Is a Sagittarius have horse? What is it?
I thought it was
Right?
a horoscope sign.
No, but it could be right. I don't know. Like what's the I know I could just be dumb. What is a Sagittarius sign? What is a Sagittarius?
If you guys know, give us a call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a horse. That's what I thought. The horse-
Sagittarius is
Well, it's
a
a
horse?
half man, half horse
There
where
you-
he's pulling a bow.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought it had something to do with a horse, but I wasn't 100% sure until I looked it up.
Because I I know it's a zodiac sign.
Yeah,
That's all I got. And I'm thinking like a centaur, but one of them is like half goat. There's so many out there. I don't know. But all right, I like your style. So we have a Sagittarius out there. We just need to find somebody to do the other half with you. Let's see. Same thing. You know, there's going to be a lot of ray gun out there this Halloween. As I mentioned, that's the Australian breakdancer.
Okay.
It says, book about my life. I remember Mama to this day. I'm still afraid of hairbrushes and wooden spoons. I don't know about this. Let's see.
Wow. What are you into?
Oh, this one. I know it's going to be a bad day when I hear a repeat of the Penthouse start playing at 10 a.m. Sad face.
Oh, but how do you know it's a repeat at 10 a.m.?
It says, I don't understand why Greek thinks celebrities like De La Hoya or others aren't freaks. People love doing freaky stuff. He's rich AF. He can bang smoking hot women or men. Wealthy people just don't give a damn, according to the text.
And I didn't say that. I was just surprised. Not that they're freaks. Yeah, everybody's got their, whatever they're into is into. I'm surprised you put the video out. That's what I was saying.
I can't wrap my head around a woman's mindset. We got on the text line.
Cheers!
I can't wrap my head, I can't wrap my head around how a guy that talks like Ozzy Osbourne can be the host of a radio talk show. I have something I can't wrap my head around, a tiny pair of boobs. Boy, do I try, but they don't even cover my ears. All right.
Well, there's truth to that.
And people with a lot of disposable money can afford to, let's see. Is this something that we were talking about? It says people with a lot of disposable money can afford to set prices on housing, vehicles, and other things. In contact, what were we talking to?
When I mentioned the Ferrari?
There you go.
I think that's what must be.
Okay.
That must be what it was about.
The value of things and what dictates it.
Short-term memory here.
Okay.
So there you go. Thank you. You can always participate 47142.
Thank you, Francis. Great job. I always appreciate you guys getting involved in the show. At 11:45, we got a big giveaway for you. Coke Zero. That's right. It's going to be a great race at Daytona. Every year I pencil it in to go, and something happens. But I'm going to try to go this year. But you guys are going to have an opportunity at 11:45 for 3-Word Wednesday. How big is that? We'll be back in a few minutes. Peace.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
When C-Lane said aneurysm, I've seen a couple of videos.
Of people having aneurysms?
Yeah. There was one where, I'll try to see if I can find this. He was just like walking into the lobby of a building.
Click favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, and $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas.
September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
The human soul requires a minimum daily requirement of entertainment. Welcome to MGM Rewards. With the greatest live shows on earth, they have all the entertainment you can handle and more. Book now and make the most most of your Vegas getaway at MGMRewards.com.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street. On the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line pound 250. Keyword West Palm Traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your car, home, motorcycle, commercial auto, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at progressive.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Hi there, I'm Mia. I'm Air.
You're Air?
Yeah, I just got out of the lungs of someone smoking a cheap little cigar outside a bodega. Oh, it was so smoky in there. And where there's smoke, there's
fire.
Cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, little cigars might taste sweet, but they still kill. I'm supposed to be helping people, not unhelping them.
You mean hurting?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm a bit of an airhead.
Little cigars are just as dangerous as regular cigarettes. Find out how to quit today at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Friday, August 30th, Hard Rock Live. With special guests, Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Tickets on sale now at myhrl.com or Ticketmaster.com. Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
High five. Up top. Heck yeah.
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed.
5 years of advanced security.
Security win.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is.
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited.
Yep. Dave's feeling it, but it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Ends 8/21/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Is there a sticker on your garage door? If something goes wrong and you need an expert to solve your problem, are you just going to call that number because the sticker told you to? I mean, isn't that something your husband would do? Better call these guys, honey. The sticker said so. Can't violate the International Sticker Code now, can I? What kind of self-respecting man in a house surrenders his independence to a ratty old scrap of paper with glue on the back? Of course, if you find a Mo Better Garage sticker on it, you might want to listen to your husband just this once. Because all garage door stickers are not created equal. No matter who installed your garage door, you can call us to repair it. Our technicians are expertly trained on the widest range of equipment with the experience to solve any problem. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. After we fix it, we'll put our sticker on it. So your husband has someone to call.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals utilize their award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
For more information about contests on this station, visit realradio921.com/rules.
Car accident? Visit smithball.com to learn more about our legal power and how we can help.
Sarah Spain with iHeart Women's Sports, presented by Capital One. The WNBA's Seattle Storm announced the signing of free agent forward Gabby Williams on a rest-of-season contract. With France hosting this year's Olympics, Williams opted to sit out the first part of the WNBA schedule to prepare with her French national team, which she led to a silver medal. She was named Best Defensive Player of the Olympics and selected to the All-Star 5. She spent the 2022 season and part of last year with the Storm as well. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
iHeart's Yacht Rock Radio goes commercial free every weekend. Enjoy the greatest 70s and 80s smooth soft rock all weekend, all commercial free. High tide, low tide, no tide. Yacht Rock Radio works anywhere. Open the free iHeart app, search Yacht Rock, and start listening. iHeart Radio. Free never sounded so good.
Greek's Trifecta is sponsored by Mo Better Garage. Mo Better Garage. We make it way Mo Better. MoBetterGarage.com.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Welcome back into The Penthouse on a WWGD day. That is what would Greek do? We will find out later on this afternoon after Greek's final trifecta. Let's say around 1:45. We'll call it maybe 1:40. And of course, in about 10 minutes, we are going to give you a cue to call because, you know, the Penthouse, we love giving prizes. Thanks so much to our Kingpin of Promotions, Drew Dog. And today, if you're interested, at 11:45, we are going to be giving away a pair of tickets to Coke Zero Sugar 400 at the Daytona International Speedway. And that is happening this Saturday. So if you call in, let's make sure you can get there. Good morning. This is Franny. Thank you for listening to the Penthouse. Good morning, Jimmy.
Hello and good morning.
And of course, good morning, Greek.
Good morning, Francis. Thank you. We're going to get into a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, it was some big news yesterday, and it went to the afternoon with Flores. Brian Flores was the coach of the Dolphins for a couple of years, and Tua opened up about him, and he said he was just a terrible person and treated him terrible. And he just said, imagine going to work every day and somebody tells you you're not good, you don't belong here, and I didn't want you here. Well, Tua's comments were heard all around the world, in the sports world that was. He was doing an interview with Dan Patrick, Lebatard, excuse me, and then Flores responded in the afternoon and said he's sorry, he wishes Tua all the luck in the world, and that he can do some things better going forward. Flores, like I said, I think this will hurt him getting a coaching job as far as a head coach. He's the defensive coach of right now the Vikings. But going forward, I don't know what's going to happen. But not a great thing for him. But it was addressed a few hours later. And talk about when you wake up in the morning and not knowing what's going to happen. This is not something that obviously he thought was going to happen. But Tua is very open about it, and this is his thoughts about it. I'm sure it still bothers him. It's a couple years later. This is his third season with McDaniel, and he has a great rapport with him, but he was not happy. Yankee fans are not happy last night. They lost, but Judge hit his 45th home run. He is on pace to hit about 55 and change with another week left in August and all of September. We'll see what happens. Aaron Rodgers spoke about the Jets training camp. He said it was the hardest training camp in 7 or 8 years. Very difficult for him, but he's ready to go. It's put him really in game shape and expects a big season for the Jets, but he did say it's one of the hardest seasons that he's had, sort of training camps he's had in years. And that is your Greeks trifecta. Peace. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you guys want to get involved. If a book was written about you, would you want to be involved with it or not? Those are some of the things. Also, costumes for Halloween. Franny had a list, and you guys can add to it or say yay or nay if you have something like that. And I know, Franny, you have something about money. How much money do you really need for emergency if something's going to happen? There's always different figures you hear. You hear 3 months, 2 months, 1 month, but there's so many different figures you hear with all these surveys.
And this one is also a bit different too. And this is about how much savings do Americans in general need for emergency savings. Now, it's tough these days to build up your emergency savings funds. We understand a lot of things are very expensive, and it's not easy to get started, and it's even tougher to get those 3 to 6 months worth of household expenses saved that experts recommend. And yes, you heard that right. 3 to 6 months. So there's a new report that has come up with a number, and it's a pretty big one. Investopedia has crunched the numbers and determined the dollar amount by analyzing the average cost of 6 months of expenses for a household of at least 2 people. And according to the financial media site, the typical U.S. household should have $33,110.68 saved for an emergency.
For how long are they saying that will last you for? 3 months?
So they say, unfortunately, but yeah, that's what they analyze, right? It should be about 3 to 6 months worth of household savings that you would need for an actual emergency. And they said that's about 4 times as much as an average household has in its checking and savings account combined.
Yeah, with that.
Right? Which federal data shows is over, let's say like 8,300, which they say this should be a wake-up call for people. If you think savings are going to get you out of it, you have to have enough savings to get you through it, right? So this is how the $33,000 and change breaks down, assuming you lost your job, right? Okay. Medical care. This is the biggest category at $10,700. It's in change, which the average cost of single coverage COBRA premiums for 6 months multiplied by average household size. Cars. $10,250. The average cost to own 2 vehicles for 6 months and to operate 1. Housing and utilities, $9,137.17. The average cost for 6 months of housing and utilities for renters and homeowners. And then, of course, you have food in there, and that's almost at $3,000, the average cost for 6 months of groceries.
Ooh.
Yes.
So it's a big number.
It's a huge number.
Yeah. For 6 months. But that's for the average, for 2 people, not even 4. Not if you're a family.
We have at least 2 people.
Yeah, that's huge.
So that could be a family, right? You do work it out. At least 2 people, but $33,000 to get you through 6 months.
Ooh, that's high. That is high. Yeah. Everything keeps going up, and paychecks are not, so.
And obviously, this is situations where you're not bringing in any income.
Sure. But hopefully things get better for us, and they stabilize the everything going on, because you can't keep going to the grocery store every day and everything's going up.
It's just hearing that is probably a scary number to hear for a lot of people.
Sure it is.
They were looking right now and like, I don't have that.
Oh, yeah.
God forbid something were to happen.
Would that be on about the average for you out there? Because, I think a lot of people could look at that number being very low or very high, depending on your situation, too, right? I'm looking at the number that they want to use for household and utilities, $9,137. That would be even low on my end.
Yeah.
As far as,
6 months.
when you
Me
do
too.
6 months of your mortgage and that but for some other people, it might be even a lot more because, so we hear how some rent is $2,500, $3,000, maybe $3,500, even more than that per month. So you add that, times that by 6, and that number's way low.
That number's way low for me. I mean, with mortgage and everything. Yeah.
Well, it's just your nut times 6. Pretty simple.
Well, yeah, of course.
That's all. I mean, and average rent around here is like $2,400.
Right,
And
exactly.
utilities.
So that's my, So, exactly. That doesn't even count utilities.
My utility is probably just a little under with that 6 months. It would be around $2,400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Ballpark.
Ballpark. And then you add on mortgage. Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Especially for the summer months when electricity is a little bit higher.
Yeah. But obviously, this is a national average. We know that we live in a pretty pricey area. But
No doubt about it. 877-927-6969. And a movie that's coming out that people have been waiting for years is Happy Gilmore 2. Now, I don't know what's going to have the same import as Happy Gilmore because it was great, but they had open auditions yesterday for extras in New York City, and they said there was a couple thousand people that lined up. Jimmy, would you want to be in that movie as an extra?
Sure. Hell yeah. Yeah, and especially the way I golf. That's comical.
These were the people they were just going to put, I guess, like in as fans in the background, stuff like that. But it was like 1,500 to 2,000 people showed up in New York City for Happy Gilmore. I think the expectations are going to be very high for this film. We'll see what happens. The first one was pretty hilarious in a lot of different ways. And I wonder if Adam is going to get a lot of his friends involved in this movie or not. A couple of the people who were in the movie now passed away. But yeah, it's a movie people have talked about for years. I remember seeing interviews with him years ago. People said, "Are ever going to make a Happy Gilmore 2?" And he was like, maybe. Who would be a good cameo in that? Think Tiger? Maybe Tiger Woods does a cameo in Happy Gilmore. John Daly.
Sure, anybody that's on the PGA Tour right now.
Yeah, so they're working on it, and it's in the good stages where it's going forward. But yesterday in New York City, they had a audition for extras. And you know what? I never knew there was auditions for extras. I thought just if you were involved with the...
quite often you can
Right?
find those. Yeah, especially if you sign up. There's like a lot of different sites that you can sign up for and
That's cool.
agencies that they'll send out if they're looking for extras. Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. I'm excited to see that film. I think it'll be funny with Adam Sandler. He is a trip.
Good way to get some experience on his movie set. You know?
Yeah.
Right? TV set, movie set,
I think
whichever
it's-
you're doing. If you're an extra, I mean, obviously you're probably not getting paid for it, more than likely, right? Or if
Yeah,
it
you
is,
get
it's
paid a
very
small
little.
fee. Yeah, small fee.
It's not that much, but you're not doing it for the paycheck. You do it more for the experience.
Yeah, Brad Pitt, I saw an interview with him when he first started. He was an extra, and he was supposed to pour wine, and he told a story that he threw a line in. When he was pouring the line and he got thrown off the set. The guy was like, get out.
What are you doing?
He goes, I took a shot. I figured I wanted to add a line, but it didn't work out. I think it's time for our giveaway.
Sure is. We have a pair of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 going on this Saturday at the Daytona International Speedway. By the way, the race to the NASCAR playoffs continues in Daytona. You don't want to miss the drama, the excitement, or the characters. By the way, if you can't go to this and you want to watch it on TV, it's Saturday at 7 p.m. on NBC and Peacock. But if you do want to go, we have a pair of tickets for you right now. Give us a call, 877-927-6969, 877-927-6969. We have a pair of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400, and we're going to play 3-Word Wednesday, and that's where I read you 3 words, and you have to come up with a word that would associate with those 3 words. Typically, the word that will associate with it would go in front of or in back of the words that I give you as a hint and a clue, and that's a great way to look at it. So we found that it's been a little bit easier for people knowing that going into it. I see the phone lines are starting to get blown up, so we'll get some people lined up, and we'll get going in a minute.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Football season is right around the corner, and next Saturday is the 31st, and the Gators are opening up their season against the Canes. Big game. It'll start 3:30. Pregame will be 12:30. You could hear the Gators all season long on Real Radio, so make sure you tune in. Also, the Coaches Show during the week. And if you love the Miami Dolphins, well, the Dolphins are on 101.7. Treasure Coast, baby. TC, the Dolphins are going to have a good season this year. They're expected to possibly win the division. You're going to want to hear all the action and all the big plays with Tua, Waddle, and Hill, and that defense. on 101.7. So make sure you tune in to the Dolphins on 101.7. The Gators for us on Real Radio. Football is right around the corner, less than 2 weeks away. Thank God. I remember we were talking about it in May. And if you do like the Dolphins, the Crazy Horse Saloon is having a big bus trip down there on Thursday, September 12th. Dolphins take on the Bills. You'll get tickets to the big event, a custom cookout tailgate party, game day swag bag, and round-trip bus transportation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be at the Crazy Horse Saloon. So if you guys want to get involved with that, go to their website or stop in there and have a maybe have a drink, kick back, and ask about the road trip Thursday, September 12th. It is the Bills taking on the Dolphins, and that is a division game. And when the Bills come to town, it's always a good time. You don't have to worry about driving. You're on the bus. Go down there, hang out, have a good time, and that's one less headache you got to worry about, parking and all that stuff. It's all being provided by this bus trip. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call. It is Coke Zero Wednesday. That's right, Coke Zero Wednesday, and it's going to be a big, big race, and you guys are going to give you the opportunity to go in a couple minutes once we get everybody ready. Your chance to go it on 3-Word Wednesday. Jimmy, are we ready?
We are ready indeed. My mic's on. All right. And we are starting today's contest with Sherry. She got through first. Sherry, welcome to the Penthouse. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
Are you a big
Sherry.
racing fan?
Yo, big racing fan.
Who are you going to take if you win?
Martin Truex Jr.
Oh, nice. He's available? That's great. All right.
He's retiring, I know.
All right, Sherry, let's see if we can get you there to Daytona to see the Coke Zero Sugar 400. I'm going to give you 3 words, Sherry. You just have to give us a word that would be associated with those 3, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here about this one. Sandwich, house, golf. Sandwich, house, golf. What word would go with sandwich, house, or golf?
Sandwich, house, golf.
Need an answer. That's it. That's 10.
No.
Nope, don't have one? All right, sorry about that, Sherry. Next up, we have Linda on the line. Linda wants to go to the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Linda, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Great. How are you?
We're awesome, Linda. Are you a big racing car fan?
Kind of. I will be after this.
Oh, all right. Do you have somebody you're going to take with you?
My roommate.
Oh, okay. All right. That sounds cool. All right.
Perfect, Linda. Let's see if we get you set up with a pair of tickets to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 going on at Daytona International Speedway this Saturday night, 7 o'clock under the lights in Daytona. It's going to be a fun race. I'm going to read you 3 words, Linda. If you would, find the word that would be associated with those 3, okay?
Okay.
All right. Here are your 3 words. Boot, summer, ground. Boot, summer, ground. What word would go with boot, summer, and ground?
Hot.
Ooh. It's a good guess, but that's not the word we were looking for. I'm sorry about that, Linda.
Gosh.
No problem at all. Next up, we have, let's see, we got some people jockeying around here. So, Andrea, what's going on, Andrea? You are looking to go to the Daytona Coke Zero Sugar 400?
Yes, I would love to. My dad is a huge fan, so I want to bring him.
And I do believe I mispronounced your name. It's Andrea, correct?
Andrea. Yes,
Andrea.
that's fine.
All right, Andrea, let's get you set up with these tickets here. I'm going to give you 3 words, and you have to tell us the word that goes with them, okay? What word would associate with them, okay? All right, let's find one for you. How about How about this one? Dress, dial, or flower. Dress, dial, and flower. What word would go with dress, dial, and flower?
God. Trust. Under? God, no,
That's it.
Not a bad guess, but that isn't the one that we were looking for. Very sorry about that. Next up, we have Jason. He got through, and he wants to go to the race this Saturday at Daytona International Speedway. Jason, how you doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
All right, can't complain even a little bit. Let's see if we can get you set up with these tickets to go to the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona International Speedway. I'm going to give you 3 words. We want to know the word that would be associated with those 3 words. Okay, buddy?
Gotcha.
All right. How about this one? What word would you associate with change, circuit, and cake? Change, circuit, and cake. What word would be associated with those 3 words?
Short.
Nice
job.
There you go. That's how you do it right there, kids. Yep. Short change, short circuit, or short cake. They go together. Jason, great job. Now, Jason, I'm going to put you on hold. If you can hang in for a couple minutes when we go to break, I'm going to get back on the line with you off air, and we'll get you set up with those tickets. Okay, buddy?
Sounds good, Greek. Appreciate it.
Good job, Jimmy. Thank you so much for your help. Great job by everybody who called in. Remember, if you didn't win today, every day we have a giveaway. You can try tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow you got better luck.
And you can always go to realradio921.com/contest and register to win for everything there, including these tickets.
There it is. You guys have an opportunity every day to win. Don't forget also the big contest of a keyword. If you get it right, you got a great chance for you guys to go to Vegas and get $1,000 from iHeart. They're giving you $1,000. That is awesome.
You still got about an hour or two to text Festival to 200-200, and you'll be in the running for those tickets to the iHeart Music Festival going on September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. By the way, not only is that going to get you $1,000, it's going to get you round-trip airfare, a 2-night hotel stay, the 20th and the 21st for both nights of the festival, and ground transportation to and from the hotel and to the arena, and 2 tickets to both nights to the, as we said, 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival going on with acts like, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Halsey, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, just to name a few that's going on there. Festival, 200-200, text that word festival, and you'll be in the running for that package.
That's going to be a great event.
Oh, it's going to be such a fun event. 47142, G-Man was asking about cameos for...
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah. Somebody says, I think they should bring back or do Bill Murray as Carl Spackler. It's his character in Caddyshack. Was that his name?
Oh, there you go.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Bring him in.
Tie those 2 movies together? Yeah, that's awesome.
Speaking, we just mentioned things that we can't wrap our head around. It says, things I don't get. Gold. Why is it valuable? It's a rock just because someone said so. So there you go there. Then we have, I hope they make shirts for the sequel to Happy Gilmore that say, the price is still wrong, bitch.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Still.
Nice.
Still wrong.
Now, he passed away, right, Parker?
Yeah. And let's see, we're talking about, because emergency savings, what they say, like $33,000 in change
for 6
months for a household of at least 2, they said. My emergency savings plan, sorry, it kind of rotates here. My emergency savings plan is my brother who lives with me. He's got 2 kidneys and he only needs 1. I hear he can get around, right? 200,000 for the extra one. I can get around 200,000 for the extra one.
Yeah, you get him drunk one night. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Man, I felt like I don't know what happened last night.
Why am I in a bathtub of ice? So yeah, you can always participate on that text line 47142.
Thank you so much for you guys getting involved. Thank you, Francis, for always handling the text line for us. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Don't forget, later in the show, WWGD, I'm going to give out recipes. We're going to come back with some fun facts and so much more. Peace.
Download the app and then take us anywhere. Except maybe there.
Get it from your app store. Search for iHeartRadio. Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street, on the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line pound 250, keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Blindster is a family-run business that began in 2010, and we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters and received over 100,000 five-star reviews. Don't hire an expensive pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's and Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace.
Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Friday, August 30th, Hard Rock Live. With special guests, Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Tickets on sale now at myhrl.com or Ticketmaster.com. Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
When a hurricane hits, it's best to be prepared. Since 1996, StormSmart has installed over 100,000 protection and lifestyle products in Florida homes. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Is there a sticker on your garage door? If something goes wrong and you need an expert to solve your problem, are you just going to call that number because the sticker told you to? I mean, isn't that something your husband would do? Better call these guys, honey. The sticker said so. Can't violate the International Sticker Code now, can I? What kind of self-respecting man in a house surrenders his independence to a ratty old scrap of paper with glue on the back? Of course, if you find a Mo Better Garage sticker on it, you might want to listen to your husband just this once. Because all garage door stickers are not created equal. No matter who installed your garage door, you can call us to repair it. Our technicians are expertly trained on the widest range of equipment with the experience to solve any problem. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. After we fix it, we'll put our sticker on it. So your husband has someone to call.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Speeding through life at 90 miles an hour? Slow down with MMJ Health's Meltdown Madness. For $90, get your marijuana card and enjoy a smooth ride to relaxation. Cruise on and call 561-269-4137. Again, that's 561-269-4137.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine. If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Real Radio weather.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center, have you or a loved one been injured through no fault of your own? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits when you factor in the humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Saucy Nugs, a whole new way to nug. The best nugs are now even better. Wendy's new Saucy Nugs take the nugs you love and sauce them up in bold flavors, including buffalo, honey barbecue, garlic parm, and spicy ghost pepper. Try them all today. For a whole new way to nug, it's gotta be Wendy's, a participating U.S. Wendy's.
Looking to make the most money on the sale of your vehicle? GiveMeTheVin.com buys all makes and models from $2,000 to $200,000. They buy them all at GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yes, welcome back into the Penthouse on a Wednesday, a hump day, which means it is a WWGD day. We will find out what Greek would do around 1:40. But we so appreciate you tuning in. Good afternoon. Happy lunchtime. This is Franny. Of course, we have Jimmy. Hi.
Hello, and good afternoon.
We have you out there, too. 47142 is that text line you can participate with. I have that right in front of me. We also have a toll-free number, 877-927-6969. Of course, we have an email, jimmy@realradio921.com, and a talkback feature where you can utilize the iHeartRadio app. Just search for Real Radio 921. Click on that microphone icon, and you can leave us a voice message, and we will play it on air. And hopefully you will sound better than me. Speaking of me, it's time for Fun Facts.
Fun Facts. Struggle bus today, huh?
It's tough.
Sorry to hear it, kid.
It's all right. Gotta do what you gotta do, right? So fake it till you make it, even if you sound like crap. So, today is the 21st. There's not really that many great holidays. If you're a woman, then our guys too. It's Juvederm Day, which is a very popular filler. I know they have a lot of deals today on Juvederm. It is
filler, as in like Botox, that type, like a filler.
Yeah, Botox.
Okay.
Botox is different because Botox actually numbs your
Right.
your deadened nerves. I don't know how to say it. Where filler actually fills in, right?
Okay.
Fills and creases, but it's very popular. It's National Senior Citizens Day. Let's see. That's really an internet self-care day. That's a new one for me. So, when I'm not super crazy about them, I just go random. And this is what we have today for some random fun facts. And hopefully you've never heard these before, including, this is new to me. And I did hear that they had a bunch of pets in the White House, but President Theodore Roosevelt had a pet hyena. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I didn't either, and I had to do some research, and it is very factual. And I've heard hyenas are supposed to be nasty, but I guess if you have them from when they're a baby, I mean, even though they always say always a wild animal, right? You never know. But yeah, he had a pet hyena. As I said, absolutely random. So none of these are going to have any relationship to each other. Before Americans had toilet paper, this sounds very uncomfortable. They used corn husks.
All right, well.
Yeah. I guess the softest thing they could find at the time. Yeah, they said weird history fact proves to be uncomfortable as well. This is, if you're ever like, I don't know, maybe you're trying to write a book or something's happening and your creative juices just aren't flowing. They say that we happen to be more creative in the shower. They say warm water in the shower increases the flow of dopamine, which actually helps increase creativity. So maybe just sit in the shower for a little bit and see if those creative juices start flowing, according to science.
Yeah, write a book about yourself.
In the shower. There you go. Perfect. Perfect.
And I get approval for it.
In Washington State, I said there's a real life law stating it's illegal to kill Bigfoot and other Sasquatch-like creatures.
Well, yeah, you don't want to kill Bigfoot. There's only one of them.
Right?
We got to find the dude.
And if you do, you can't kill him. Be like, hey, look, I found him. He's dead. No,
Not in Washington.
It's illegal. It's illegal, state of Washington. This I didn't know. There are caves in Missouri that store, this is in the Ozark Mountains, that store 1.4 billion pounds of government-owned cheese. And they said it is located, deep in the Ozark Mountains in limestone converted mines. They said the caves are kept at a perfect 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Who knew? That's where all the government cheese is.
If you want some cheese, you go in the caves.
It's in the Ozark Mountains.
That sounds like a great trip.
I've heard Ozark's supposed to be beautiful. This one too, because they don't like confrontation and it's not a lot of, which is interesting because you hear all the craziness that happens in Japan.
Yeah.
But they try to really de-escalate things. So if you're drunk or violent in Japan, they actually will place you, they'll take a plastic sheet and roll you up like a burrito until you calm down.
Wow.
Yeah. They roll you up until
That's
things.
great. I'd try
right?
that in America.
Right? But they take you. That's how they detain you. They roll you up.
Imagine if they did that on Bourbon Street. Wow. That'd be awesome.
A bunch of burritos.
We're running out of plastic, Joe.
Yeah, that's what they do. They roll you up in a plastic sheet. I'm just
Wow.
trying to, right? That sounds funny because you can't move.
Yeah.
You're like this, you're stuck.
You're like a rug. Like, ooh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yep.
Can't wait to move there.
And then finally here we have absolutely random facts for a Wednesday. It says twice a month makes me want to fly into Cincinnati. And I wonder if Riggs is listening, if he's seen this before. So twice a month at the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International Airport.
Yeah.
Or maybe Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky, I don't know, International Airport. They bring in miniature horses to help calm the nerves of people with flying anxiety.
With flying anxiety?
Horses? Yeah, miniature horses. Yeah.
And that calms you down?
Well, it's people like pets and cute things. Like that's why they have dogs and stuff
maybe
like that.
Puppies.
Yeah, well, miniature horses are adorable too. So, that's what they do.
I guess a lot of people in Cincinnati are nervous about flying.
You'd think the puppies would be a little easier to
Than a
deal
miniature
with, right?
horse. Yeah. I guess you don't see miniature horses that often, so maybe it's just a.
That could be it.
Yeah.
The rarity of it.
Yeah. And there you go for your fun facts.
Great job, Francis. Thank you so much. Fun Facts once a show at 12:05. A lot of interesting things Franny always brings up, and a lot of stuff you might scratch your head and go, man, I had no clue.
Well, two things that you brought up there, Japan and flying. Well, I've got a story that happened out in Japan and had to do with flying. 36 flights were canceled and 201 flights were delayed at a Japanese airport over last weekend. Security checks at such and such New Chitose Airport was a domestic terminal were suspended for about 2 hours on Saturday morning, leaving hundreds of travelers temporarily stranded. There were huge bottlenecks and queues as passengers in the departure lounge were forced to retake security checks. Why? Because a pair of scissors went missing in a store near the boarding gates. That's simply it. That's what caused all of that. Like I said, 36 flights and were canceled. 201 were delayed. What makes it worse? The scissors were found the next day in the same store.
Just misplaced them, I guess.
Yep. Authorities explained that they held off on making the announcement until they confirmed that the scissors were the same ones that were allegedly lost. This occurred as a result of insufficient storage and management systems at the store. Social media users, and this is the part that really blow you away. Again, not something that would ever happen in the United States, but apparently people praised the airport's response and saying that it was a good thing that they canceled all those flights and that they were confident in the Japanese air safety because they went ahead and did this just because a pair of scissors was misplaced or put in a different area in the store that happened to be near the terminal area, the gate area of where these planes are boarded. Wow, I tell you what. That wouldn't happen here. And no pun intended, that wouldn't fly here in the States.
Oh, nice.
That's for sure.
No, people lose their mind.
Are you kidding me over something like that? And they actually praised it. It's not even like they didn't complain. They praised the fact that they did that.
I mean, I guess what I understand sort of where it's coming from, but yeah, it's ridiculous over a pair of scissors because they probably thought somebody took it as a weapon or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how things go down over in Japan, but yeah, to cancel all those flights and then to be the person in the store who's like, oh, I can't find my scissors. And the next day we're like, oh, here they are.
Oh,
they're right
whoops.
where I left them.
Oh, we got them. They're right here.
Whoops. Yeah.
False alarm.
Uh-huh.
Weed is now legal in New York State, and it's been about 8 months, and some numbers that are in are mind-blowing. They'll blow your mind. Ha-ha. $529 million they've made in 8 months since legal marijuana is their recreational. and they are crushing it in New York in only 8 months. That's not surprising to me, that kind of number. It's just like with sports betting, the numbers that are out there and the amount of money people spend is crazy, and nobody ever knew because you couldn't keep track of it. You just guessed. But in 8 months, 529 million legal shops have brought in. I'm not surprised by that. Are either one of you guys surprised by that number?
Oh.
8 months.
What was it again?
529 million.
529. It might be a little bit higher than I might have estimated, but
it's the whole state of New York.
But surprised, not really. You know, New York's a big state.
Yeah,
you know,
and it's
a lot of people there.
We typically focus just on the city, but I mean, if you look at it, that's a huge state. So yeah, I could see that, and part of the reason why I think we have it is Amendment 3 here in Florida coming up in November for us to vote on, whether we want to have recreational marijuana in the state of Florida.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, and I'm sure it'll be bigger down here, to be honest with you, because we're bigger than New York. I think there'll be more people buying it down here, and that number will surpass 529 million in 8 months. But you never know. You never know. But just like sports betting, a lot of people didn't know. And once it hits, you see numbers, you're like, wow, that is a ton of cash. Only 8 months. But again, I think it's a number that's going to always increase and go up more and more every single year. Franny, I know you have some do's and don'ts at dinner. Things that you maybe shouldn't do when you're out there having dinner, and maybe it can help you with your proper etiquette when you're having dinner.
Yeah, this is
Jimmy's got one. Yeah, got
break wind.
I mean, you probably shouldn't.
That's
I
a don't.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or
right?
do if you want to have a good laugh.
I mean, I guess.
No?
I mean, just if you hold it in and get a bellyache, I guess.
Oh, this is true.
But yes, this is according to Yelp. This is their dining etiquette report that they have. So they do this every year. And they said Americans are dining out more than ever before. And it's possible to find, obviously, great places to eat every night, from your quaint neighborhood bistro to your Michelin-starred hotspots, whatever it is. But they navigate through all these institutions to see what, and they have new questions about modern dining etiquettes, like how you should split a birthday dinner, are smartphones welcome at the dinner table, how late is too late to show up for a reservation, all kinds of stuff like this. So over 2,000 Yelp users were asked, and they had some answers to some of these questions, and I'll just break down just a few of these, not all of them. So they said that when it came to the 2,000 of users, an etiquette expert to weigh in on the top table manners of the topics of today. So here's what they found out. When it's with proper use of phones at the table, they said nearly 80% agree phones should be out of sight on a date.
I agree.
80%.
Yeah.
While 54% think they should be put away during even family gatherings. And 50% feel the same about just dinner with friends.
Yeah, because as soon as the phone rings, you get a text or an email, you know what, your attention goes away, and it's not focused on the people you're with. And if you're spending time with people that you care about, or even people business or whatever, you know what, you're not going to be focused. And you could get a bad call or a text message or an email, and then it's going to take you right out of the night. If you have children, God forbid it's an emergency or something like that, that's a totally different thing. But yeah, you shouldn't be focused on your phone when you're going out.
Yeah, when it comes to your phone, too, this is still proper use. It says when it comes to answering a call, 66% say it's okay if it's urgent, of course, which I think more than 66%, especially if you're a parent, babysitter, or anything with family. If it's urgent, then yes. But only 66% say it's okay to take a call if it's urgent. The majority...
Seems weird, doesn't it?
Right?
Yeah, what's going on with the other 34?
Yeah, I guess
Don't take it.
Yeah, don't take it. I don't care if grandma's dying.
Right? But the majority say it should be muted when with the family, 75%, friends, 76%, and on dates, 83%.
A lot of times people will say, with me, this is work, I have to take it. I've heard that many times. And if it is work, then go ahead, take it. What are you going to say? Don't? But I've heard that a lot from people.
They said, but people give the green light to using their phone when dining to take photos of the food. So 63% say like that. It's cool to take photos of food. And when it comes with the people you're dining out with, your companion, 81% say it's okay to bust out your phone and take a picture of them or yourself, right? With the two of you guys together. Then when it comes to the topic of what's the best way to split the bill, they say thoughts of this differ across the country. In the South, 65% ask the server to split the tab based on what each person ordered, while in the Northeast, 34% make it simple and one person pays a bill, then everyone pays them back. 39% in that region also prefer dividing the bill evenly among the group. So you just do it evenly and then you Zelle or whatever, the one person who puts it on the card. And then when they ask who should pay on a first date, 2/3, 68%, believe that the person who initiated the date should pick up the check. And then we said, how late can you be for a reservation? This is dining etiquette according to Yelp. Arriving just 10 minutes late for a reservation at a sit-down restaurant is unacceptable to 76% of people.
Yeah, sit up.
Yep, they say, but women tend to be more lenient about being tardy, as do the younger generation, 25 to 34-year-olds. And then when it comes to finally here, there was more topics, but what's the new normal of restaurant tipping? We know that people are over-tipping, but restaurants is a place where you should still tip. It says half of those polled admit that they're concerned about the level of tip percentages expected when paying, but 65% still tip that 20% at sit-down restaurants, whether prompted or not to. So it's still staying at that 20% mark.
Which is great. I mean, it should. I think some people get disgusted all day if they're out and about, tip in different places. Then they go to dinner sometimes, and they might take it out on them. As far as the other things that you brought up, I think a lot of people would feel the same way about a lot of those. The percentages, I'm a little 68%, like whoever initiated dinner for a first date. I mean, I would think the guy, but if the girl asks and people think, hey, she should pay, I guess that's something that people run with. Let us know what you think. 877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved with the show. We got a couple things on the table. You could always bring anything up, but on the table today is if a book was written about your life, would you want to be involved? Yes or no? You guys can tell us that. Also, costumes that you think might be hot this Halloween. Something that you made. Jimmy brought up one, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. And I got a couple text messages. I said, yeah, that would be great, Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. So let us know what you think. Also, reserve funds, how much you think you need for 6 months as a family of 4 or 2, whatever it is. Let us know about that. Tua speaking yesterday about former coach, slammed them pretty bad. Do you think that was good or bad? Should Tua have said anything or just said maybe, you know what? He wasn't a big fan of mine, and I wish him luck, and it would have ended. Or do you think what he did was the right thing to do, where he just put him on blast and slammed him? Let us know on any of those topics. Also, you can call us at 877-927-6969, or you can text us at Real Radio 47142, or email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Anything you guys want.
Going back to that dinner etiquette, I got a question because I can't remember the last time I ever called and made reservations for dinner. If you do that, because you said that etiquette wise, what is the time limit as far as being late for a reservation?
They said 10 minutes.
What is a typical restaurant? I mean, it's really their policy, right? Like, how long will they hold that reservation for you being late?
I don't know. I know even if I'm running 5 minutes late, I always call ahead. If I know that I'm going to be late, I'll be like, hey, I'm just running a little bit behind, because maybe they only give you that 10 minutes. I'm not sure. Every restaurant probably has a different policy.
It depends how busy they are. Some restaurants you walk in, they'll tell you right up front if you didn't call, like Francis said, which you should. But if you don't, they'll be like, we gave your reservation away, and the first free table we have, we'll give you
5 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you make a 9 o'clock reservation and 9:05, okay, that's it. Boom. We'll give it to whoever's next in line or something like that. Okay. I was just curious. I never really, because I've never been late for one. I've never experienced that as far as like, oh, no, sorry, we already gave it away because you were X number of minutes late.
Yeah, and it really matters, like I said, if they're busy or not. If there's no, if there's opening.
True.
If they're slammed, you walk in. I mean, I've walked in places where there's 80 people waiting. They're going to be like, hey, sorry, we gave it away. The next available table, you'll get.
I assume, if you're making reservations, you're probably a pretty busy place, right?
Yeah, well, sometimes, and sometimes people do it themselves. Yeah. They always want to do it. Like, hey, I know I have reservations. And on the other side, though, it's pretty much different, because if you walk in and you have reservations, even if it could be the nicest place, you're still going to wait. I mean, a Saturday, Saturday, Friday night, you're going to wait 15, 20 minutes.
Never understood that.
Yeah.
And that's just because they assume they have an average. Well, sometimes not overbooked, but they typically base it on what their turnover is, or turnaround with tables. And then, unfortunately, sometimes tables can take a lot longer than they think.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
You're good at taking the reservations. You're not good at holding the reservations.
It is
And
pretty
that's a
much
Jerry Seinfeld bit. That's why I say that.
Yeah,
I mean, you get there right in the beginning, right? If you're an early bird, you're probably going to be okay with your reservation. But
Yeah.
if you get there prime time and other people are sitting down and eating and they're hoping that table's going to be done in time
Yep.
for yours, you might have to wait.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double standard in the restaurant business as the customer because, like you said, if you're late, they can give it away. But even if you have it, there could be times you wait 30, 40 minutes and you have a reservation. And, you know, you hear people all the time say that. They'll walk up to the maitre d' or host and say, I have a reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll say, sorry, we're slammed. Can't do it. But I think what Franny said is the main thing is that the tables before you are still hanging out, eating and drinking. And, you know, it's tough to go over to somebody and say, hey, you got to leave.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's not great. The only time I've ever seen that ever is at big buffets in Vegas. And there's a time limit.
Some restaurants have policies too, like an hour and a half or whatever.
Yeah.
Get out! Which you don't even think about. An hour and a half is a long time sitting down and eating.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah, but there are some people who will, you know, hang out, drink, eat, especially, you know, groups of 4, 6, or 8, and, you know, yank it a little, and the next thing you know, it's 2 hours.
Or
So
yanking it a little. You shouldn't. Another thing you shouldn't do at restaurants.
No?
Yank it a little.
Yanking's
Hold on. Take that.
Jimmy, write that down. You got to wear pants, too. Pants are a must.
Oh, no, I'm out.
You should definitely wear pants.
I'm not going now.
877-927-6969. That is the number to call if you guys want to get involved with us. Anything that you want to bring to the table, we had a couple different things today on topic that you can bring and give your opinion of. See what you guys think. Do you think that on Election Day, Florida's going to pass that? Will that pass? You think that it's going to pass, Jimmy? Recreational marijuana?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I think enough people are going to want it in this state. Yeah.
Franny, what do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a gut feeling. I have nothing to back it up with. I think there's enough bipartisan support for it. You know, that it'll get through.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It'll be here before you know it. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. Don't forget, later in the program, we're going to do some WWGD. That's where you guys email us, and I give you recipes and directions and some advice. You also have a keyword where you can go to Vegas and have an unbelievable time on iHeart.
Yeah, you got about another half hour to text festival to 200-200, and you'll be in the running for, let's see, how about a pair of tickets to the iHeart Music Festival going on September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Not only that, but you're also going to win $1,000 cash. You got a little spending money while you're out there because you certainly need that in Vegas. Round trip airfare to Las Vegas, 2-night hotel stay, ground transportation to and from the airport, and like I said, 2 tickets to both nights of our 2024 iHeart Music Festival with acts like Doja Cat, Halsey, Hozier, Keith Urban. Oh, we got look at some of the other ones. Black Crows, Thomas Rhett's going to be there, and Victoria Monet. I tell you what, that sounds like a great show. 2 nights, and we want to send you there. Text festival to 200-200, and you'll be in the running. I'm coming up at 1 o'clock. We're going to give you another keyword, and that'll be good until we give you a keyword at 5 o'clock, and that'll be good till about 9:55 tonight. So you got to get those keywords and text them in to 200-200 if you want to go to the iHeart Music Festival.
Sweet. And then our girl, Karen, North Palm Beach, wants to give us some local information. Says, hello, Penthouse. Just wondering if you are aware of the changes maybe going to happen to Jonathan Dickinson State Park. Says the proposed recreation area will add 3 golf courses, take out the historic tower, and over 1,000 acres of native wildlife habitat. I have not read this, but that's crazy. There's a petition on change.org that is Protect Jonathan Dickinson State Park, Stop the Golf Courses. So if you're interested in seeking out the petition, that's on change.org.
Thank you, Francis. It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. We're going to come back with a trifecta and so much more. Peace.
Real Radio is the News Junkie.
Anonymous emails. Seizures can also come from other factors. It's called PNES. Called penis? Yes, it is actually penis. Somebody in my family dealt with penis, and after...
Believe that was your mom?
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Here's traffic on Real Radio.
Expect delays northbound on the Turnpike, Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard to 45th Street, on the northbound Turnpike, Lake Worth Road to Southern Boulevard. Spot something on the roads? Call the traffic tip line, pound 250, keyword West Palm traffic. I'm Ron Hurst.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Hey, it's the Greek for Jason Weiser, my attorney. Whether you were injured due to a car accident or a medical malpractice issue, a slip and fall, or any kind of injury due to a fault of another, their team can help you. Board-certified personal injury attorneys. They can help you determine the responsibility party and pursue the damages and justice you deserve. Contact them at 561-689-8180, 561-689-8180. No fees unless they win. Jason Weiser, my attorney for over 20 years.
Should I be supporting my brain health?
There's a way to support your overall brain health, including memory, and it's called Nariva. Nariva Brain Health supplements have clinically tested ingredients that can support up to 7 indicators of brain health, including memory. Look for Nariva at Walmart today and feel the difference. Also try Nariva Ultra with clinically tested cognitive and feel mentally alert. Available at Walmart. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Got a car to sell? Hey, it's Franny, and whether it's your daily driver, classic muscle car, or even a whole collection, GiveMeTheVIN.com wants it. Skip the hassle of dealerships and lowball offers. At GiveMeTheVIN.com, just enter your VIN or license plate and get a top dollar offer in minutes. They'll even beat a CarMax offer or pay you $100. Plus, you can visit one of their locations or have them come to you. Sell your car the easy way with America's best car buyer. GiveMeTheVIN.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
When the going gets tough, the tough get StormSmart. Since 1996, StormSmart has simplified the process of protecting your home while increasing its living space and beauty. Because smart is easy. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
Megadeth. Destroy all enemies tour. With Mudvayne. Saturday, August 24th, I Think Financial Amphitheater. Special guest, All That Remains. Megadeth. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com. Megadeth with Mudvayne, part of the Ford Concert Series.
Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Friday, August 30th, Hard Rock Live. With special guests, Jerry Cantrell and Candlebox. Tickets on sale now at myhrl.com or Ticketmaster.com. Bush Loaded, the greatest hits tour. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, Hollywood.
Want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Owen. I'm a cigarette.
Do you like being a cigarette?
No, I don't. Not really into killing thousands of people. Sorry, no filter.
Right.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
I'm a Cancer. Cigarette joke. But seriously, I do cause cancer. And heart disease. And strokes. I could go on forever. Unlike the people who smoke me.
The average smoker lives 10 years less than non-smokers. Quit today. Find out how at tobaccofreeflorida.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
As a roofer, I'm always on the go. So I need to be able to get things done from anywhere. That's why I partnered with Beacon. With their unique Beacon Pro Plus app, I've got the brands I depend on, like GAF, right at my fingertips 24/7. I rely on Beacon because I never stop building, and neither do they. Now through September 15th, purchase GAF through Beacon Pro Plus and earn up to $1,500. Go to BECN.com or download the Beacon Pro Plus app today. Beacon, always building.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want? Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. For JD Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate, not one based on anyone else. So if you drive safely, you could save money. Good to know. Visit allstate.com or call for a quote today.
Here's what's happening with the weather on Real Radio.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits when you factor in humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
Between the lines, far beyond legal and ethical limits, and under the surface,
too dangerous or disruptive to the existing status quo.
Hosts Ben Bolin, Matt Frederick, and Noel Brown introduce you to the world of stuff they don't want you to know.
We've officially entered the age of biohacking.
History is riddled with unexplained events. Is somebody messing with us? Now it's time for some answers.
Take us to the edge of the rabbit hole. We'll do the rest.
Listen to Stuff They Don't Want You to Know on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Stuff They Don't Want You to Know and start listening.
Greek Trifecta is sponsored by Jason Weiser, attorney at law.
This is Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7. Real talk for the Palm Beaches and the Treasure Coast. You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
It is The Penthouse on a Wednesday. Hope you guys are having a good day. Greek Zone today, baby. We got a couple guys calling in. We'll get into Tua, talk about college football this weekend, NFL, and baseball. So a lot going on today in the Greek Zone. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello and good afternoon.
Francis is here.
Hey.
And it's time for a trifecta.
Riders up. It's Greek's Trifecta.
All right, NFL is getting closer and closer, and there's a couple stars that are not signed. CeeDee Lamb is not signed yet, but they say the Cowboys and him are getting close at $33 million. Looks like he's going to get a bigger deal. Chase with the Bengals says if he doesn't get a new contract, he's not playing either. That's going to be a huge blow to them if they don't sign him. But we'll see what happens. Last night, Yankees lost to the Guardians, but Judge hit his 45th home run. 45 home runs. He is definitely the favorite to win the American League MVP and Ohtani in the National League. Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy has been around a long time, 20 years. And he was pretty vocal yesterday saying, you know what, he's so sick of these kids' agents calling up for more and more money every day, where college coaching has changed over the last couple of years and the way it's been traditionally. It wasn't like this. And that was one of the reasons Saban stepped away, said he just didn't want to deal with it. Kids asking for money constantly, kids pulling into practice with Lamborghinis and all kinds of deals, and he just didn't want to deal with that anymore. And college football is going to be different this year, no doubt about it. 12-team of a playoff, that's the first thing. But everybody, a lot of these big stars are going to be getting cash, big cash. So we'll see what happens. We're looking forward to it. Don't forget, R&R, we are home of the Gators. And next Saturday, the Gators take on the Canes. And that game will start at 3:30. 12:30 is the pregame. And that is your Greeks trifecta. Peace.
By the way, I think starting tomorrow night, the Coaches Show starts up already for the Florida Gators. So catch that right here on Real Radio every Thursday at 7 o'clock.
There it is. Jimmy, I know you had a couple interesting things that you were going to bring up. Certain stuff about should I stay with him or should I leave? Those are always fun.
Yeah, I still have because I had a big list, and we've done this a couple times, so I have some more would you end the relationship scenarios that we can do. And we will go here. We'll pick up where we left off. And these are just pretty much like 2 or 3 sentences long where somebody throws out a particular scenario and you just say, hey, would you end a relationship over this? And just give your gut feeling. You don't have to get into a lot of, well, what about this? Or what if that is a part of it? And that type of thing. It's just kind of a gut reaction to something like this where your partner refuses to travel or go on vacation, saying they're a homebody and just don't enjoy it. Would you end a relationship over something like that? Franny, Greek?
I would.
I don't know if I would, but they would have to be okay with me going on vacation without them. I'm not staying home just because they want to.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You want to go away? Go ahead.
Yep, go ahead. All right.
You can't ask him, hey, you can't go away and I don't want to go away. That's being really selfish.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say, hey, I'm not just a big fan of it, but, on the other end, if you want to go, your girlfriends, your family, friends.
I would agree with both of you on that particular scenario. I have another one. Your partner is a terrible gift giver, often forgetting special occasions or giving thoughtless presents. Would you end the relationship? Now, one thing that I will say about that I don't like is where it says forgetting occasions. Like you're not even doing it at all.
Yeah.
You forget about birthdays or anniversaries or something. A bad gift giver is different than forgetting.
I'm with you. I take them completely separate,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
if we're just going to go bad gift giver,
We'll say that.
I'm not going to break up with them. I mean, yeah,
Okay.
it sucks, but you're just ready to know you're not going to get a good gift.
Here's some new slippers, Franny.
Right? Just every time you give me something, give me the receipt.
Merry Christmas.
So I can go exchange it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So you return all the gifts that your significant other gives. Would you end a relationship? Bad gift giver, Greek.
Nah, it wouldn't bother me, man. I don't expect much. I really don't. Show up Saturday nights, take a shower. And that's it. I mean, I really don't want a gift. If you get me something, it's very nice and I appreciate it, but that's not their job.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a bad gift giver. It's something that you can work through. How about this one? Your partner has a close relationship with their ex's family and still spends time with them on the regular. Would you end the relationship? This is something that we've seen even in like WWGDs or other advice columns. Would you end a relationship if your partner has a close relationship with their ex's family, not necessarily the ex?
I'm not ending it.
No, I mean, like you said, it's not necessarily the ex.
Because every
I don't think I
situation is
would end
different.
it.
If you're married to somebody, right, say, whatever, 5, 10, you become part of their family. You meet the family, and you're breaking up with the person. And if it's all innocent, which it is, and harmless, I don't ever want to be to tell somebody they can't do something. Okay. Say you're married to, my buddy right now is dating a girl who's married. She just got divorced after 40 years. He's very happy. And, but he's like 40 years, the whole family, they're so involved. And, he said, we already talked about the holidays. Like, you know what I mean?
There's still so many things that are intermingled, and you have scenarios like that. And I would agree that that's not something that you would want to break up over because, again, especially with ones that have a lot of longevity to it.
Yep.
Your partner doesn't believe in marriage and says they never want to get married. Would you end the relationship?
Yeah, I know you said don't think about them too much, but it just depends on where if marriage isn't a big deal to you, then you don't. But if it is, I mean, obviously, as being a married person, that one's a tough one. You got to be on the same page.
I would agree. That's more of a just being on the same page, being with somebody that has that same belief as you.
Yep.
In my particular case, no. And Carla and I were both like that. We weren't worried about getting married. We eventually did it just because we were getting older and, for legal reasons more than anything else. In that particular scenario, it's got to do with marriage, so I'm not going to bother asking Greek. Your partner has no. You want to? Please, go ahead.
No, I'm fine.
Your partner has no interest in your hobbies or passions and never wants to join in activities that you love. Would you end a relationship?
Repeat that one again. I'm sorry.
Your partner has no interest in your hobbies or passions and never wants to join in the activities that you love. Would you end a relationship?
I might. That sucks. Not interested in anything that I love. Yeah.
And see, it's like what's your bond or what's your connection together if whatever you like to do, they don't like to do or be involved with, right? There's always going to be some things.
Of course.
I'm sure.
But that seems like nothing they want to do that you
right?
love.
I
Yep.
mean, what's bonding you two together? Got a take on that, Greek?
I really wouldn't bother me, to be honest with you. I mean, you do your thing, I do my thing. I mean, that's
Not
really...
many things do, actually.
Yeah, they don't really bother me. I mean, to break up with somebody...
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, to break up with somebody is strong that you're, in dating and love with. To me, in my mind, like it's got to be something pretty big. But if I'm like Saturday night, I'm going to go watch the game, and she's like, or I'm going to a cigar bar, I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's one instance. So he's saying everything you love and want to do in your hobbies. They're like, no, I have no interest, don't want to do it. Even if you don't, I mean, just fake it. It's about compromising. I'm sure vice versa. If they don't like something you do, but they love it, then you do it with them because of that.
Yeah, when you break it down like that, yeah. As far as me, I love to go shopping, so if she don't want to come, it's great.
Your partner is a bad listener, often zoning out when you're talking or changing the subject. Would you end the relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah. Can't even have a conversation together?
Yeah, well, if
that would be tough.
Or you're talking to them about something and they don't even acknowledge it. They go in a different direction.
It just makes it seem like they're just not interested in anything you have to say.
And also,
sounds like the show.
It does.
Stop.
Are we breaking up? Is that what's happening? Are we gonna break up now?
No, we're not breaking up. Not this time of year. Come on, it's football. If they
it's the best time to do it.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Why?
Because you're gone
Franny
forever
wants to
during
break up
football.
with me.
No, I'm just saying that. So everybody says that. They're like, bye. We'll see you after football season.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Sunday's a good time to try to meet girls, by the way. Okay, Jim, what else you got?
Well,
little tipping for guys.
How do we do this one? I didn't write these. Your partner always wants to be the center of attention. He gets upset if you receive more attention than them. Would you end a relationship?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I would.
Alrighty. Your partner refuses to see a therapist or seek help for their personal issues. Their personal issues.
No.
Keyword is there, from what I can read, even though it's affecting your relationship. That's a deal breaker, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if they don't want to fix themselves, obviously you're having issues with each other because of their personal issues. Yeah, but you take that. I guess that's a deal breaker. Because obviously you want them to seek it out because you're having problems with them. But I thought you were going to say like couples therapy, but that's not the way it went.
Well, it says their personal issues, so that's why it's like, okay. Well,
So then
in
it
that
could be-
particular case, I mean, what would their personal issues be,
Drinking.
right? That's the thing.
Drugs,
Could it be
gambling, shopping, banging other people.
Sounds like a personal issue.
Does. I got to see somebody. I got a problem.
Your partner doesn't like animals or refuses to get a pet, even though you love them. Would you end a relationship? Okay, so that's pre having the animal. That's key. Instead of
So
like
you
you
don't
meet,
have-
it's not like you already have one.
Yeah, but you want to get
Right,
one.
you want to get one, and your partner hates them, or doesn't like animals. I should.
We
say
know which way we're going to go on this. Greek doesn't care. I do.
Yeah, me too. That would be a big thing.
No, if you have a pet, I'm not going to say get rid of it.
No, we're saying we don't. Didn't you just
let's
listen
go-
how he
let's go
explained
back
it?
to that. Your partner is a bad listener.
A few minutes later.
A few minutes later. Whatever. Nobody cares.
The beat-ups are brutal.
Yeah, I know. Your partner doesn't believe in saving money and constantly spends on that. No, sorry. We'll pass on that one, Greek. We don't want to beat up you. Your partner refuses to take care of themselves physically, never exercising or eating healthy. Would you end a relationship?
Some of these are difficult. Like I have more to say than just yes or no.
Well,
Because
say it.
because if it gets to the point where maybe you're just physically just not attracted to them anymore and they just refuse to change anything. I mean, sometimes it happens.
So then, do you think it's real love?
That's so shallow.
I know.
Yeah, I was going to
Can
say.
you believe that,
I
Greek?
get it.
Can you
God,
believe
what
that
are
she
you
would say
about?
that?
I get it.
If somebody gains a couple pounds, it doesn't matter. You got to love them. Come on. Jesus, I try.
Let's see if we find.
Well, you guys didn't answer that one.
I wouldn't.
I know that's a lie.
That's not. I love somebody. I love them. I don't care if they lose their leg. I love them. I'm there.
Anybody?
No.
47142.
You guys just don't
No,
get
I
it.
Maybe,
would.
yeah.
I would.
Maybe joke.
Your partner is very secretive about their past or refuses to talk about it, even though you've been together for a while. Would you end a relationship? Did somebody write these about Greek? I mean, seriously.
He doesn't like questions.
Like 6 of these in a row were no-brainers.
If you got a badge, ask me a question. If not, take a knee.
Where did I read this? Greek.com? Where the hell did I get these from?
Oh, my God. Questions. I'm fine. What else?
Your partner's constantly on the phone, even when you're spending quality time together. Would you end a relationship?
I don't do that.
Greek.com.
I don't do it anymore.
Trying to find some that are.
I'm trying to find one that isn't about him.
Oh, God. There's
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Your partner has a habit of lying about small things, like where they were or what they did during the day.
Wow.
Would you end a relationship?
It's really none of your business what I'm doing. You told me to show up at 8, I'm here. Does it really matter what I did during the day?
That's the end of that bit. I'm just going to cancel it right there. We're done. I can't find
Now
one.
that you've seen the rest of them, you know.
I guess I should read these first, huh? Oh, boy. All right. Well, there you go, kids. 47142 is the text line. Start off that text with Real Radio if you want to chime in on
There
any
you
of those.
go. Or maybe you have your own circumstances.
Yeah. We'll get into some later with WWGD at 1:35.
There you go.
Yeah, if you guys had something where you'd be like, man, this was a deal breaker. I mean, the longer you date somebody or with them, I think it takes a bigger thing to, obviously end the relationship. Cheating, we're not talking about that. Any violence, we're not talking about that. Anything like that. But nickel and dime stuff, I mean, you got to be like, all right, I mean, really, do I want to move, call a lawyer? That sort of sucks. Franny, I know you had a story about a dog who ate something that was a little bit unpredictable, but maybe the groom was happy.
I don't know if the groom was happy because they made it all the way to the wedding day, but yeah, it happens. Dogs like to eat things, especially my dog, Phoebe. But this one was Chloe Miller was talking about this, went through a very stressful experience when Charlie, her Australian Shepherd, swallowed her uninsured engagement diamond. She said it had been gone for 8 hours, or I'd been gone for 8 hours prepping for a big exam. She noted, explaining that she left the ring on her bedside table after this, but they were talking about this. And when I was going through this story, because this was right before her wedding, all right? So after realizing that it went missing, she started panicking. And of course, not just that, she was telling the story on TikTok and then having to tell her fiance, like, hey, this happened. I took my ring off. But
how did she know the dog ate it, though?
She said that, so she put it on her table and then she realized it was missing. She discovered that Charlie had chewed the ring and likely ingested the diamond. So no, it wasn't anything else. So it was what happened. Like she noticed that the ring itself was fine, but it was the diamond that was actually missing from it.
All right. So
yes.
the ring is still intact?
So he was chewing. Yeah. So he was chewing on the ring, and that was a thing. And that's how she noticed it and ingested the diamond part itself. So they said, it did not chew up anything else, right? The dog, she looked everywhere, remarkably, except the jewelry itself. So, of course, she's worried about Charlie's health. I mean, how big was that ring? That diamond. And then at the time, she made her now husband search everywhere, and they kept a close eye on the dog, thinking, well, maybe he dropped it somewhere, maybe it didn't happen. But they said that, of course, after the fact, it was all a big fun and joke, but it was very memorable that it happened right before their wedding. But thank goodness, when they were keeping their eye on Charlie, they also kept an eye on Charlie's poop. And a few days later,
it happened?
the fiance found something shining right in the middle of the...
Oh, that's nice.
Yes.
That's so romantic.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What's love got to do with it?
But
Thank
that was
God
it.
for Charlie.
But she shows a picture, and the ring, you could tell is a little bent, a little bit. Not
Yeah.
crazy from him chewing on it, but yeah, the big old stone in the middle is the only thing that's missing from it.
Oh, so it all
So
worked
he's
out.
got an appetite for diamonds, I guess.
At least they didn't have to call off the wedding and all that stuff.
Well, I don't think they would have called off the wedding because of it. But yeah, she, of course, felt completely devastated and irresponsible for having to make that phone call to her fiance.
If your partner's dog ate your diamond ring, would you break up with them?
Would it be an omen, though? Would you look at it like, man, maybe that's a sign?
That's a sign. Can't do it.
I can't do
But
it.
and that's what she kind of was just like, it's weird because he doesn't chew anything. Like he never does. And she was just like, but this time he chewed up the jewelry. So is that an open?
This was an unusual behavior then.
Maybe he knows things about the guy she doesn't know. And he's like, don't do it. Let's get out of this shack and go on and move on. Maybe the dog was trying to... Man's best friend. You got to remember that. So you never know what's going to happen. Yeah, would you break up with your spouse if your engagement ring got eaten by your dog? What do you think?
It took a couple days, they said. And they were like, I think she knew what they were searching for because they said she pooped up to 6 to 8 times the following 2 days. So just kept on going and going, just hoping like, oh, I think I got this diamond inside of me. But they agreed to go to the vet if it hadn't passed. And luckily it did. So it will happen. But listen, dogs eat everything. I know it firsthand. Including jewelry. We've seen my friend posted something the other day where she left her tips from workout and her dog ate almost $250.
Really?
Shredded it. Yep.
$250?
Yep.
Wow. That's a lot of money.
It is. It is.
Was it two $100 bills and a 50 or a bunch of singles?
Does it make a difference?
Well, I'm just saying. It's either 3 bills or a bunch of them. My God. Wow. Yeah, you got to be mindful of that. Same thing, God forbid you got to worry about your kids when they're walking around doing stuff. They'll grab things. But your dog, wow, $250. Now, what do you say to the dog? You're going to have to pay me back? How are we going to work this out? 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. If a book was written about you, would you want to be involved? Or would you just be like, let them write it? Who cares? And if they said they interviewed 200 people about your life, would you want to know who it was and what they said, or would you not? This is happened with Mr. Rodgers, Aaron Rodgers of the Jets. There's a book coming out. He was interviewed at the end of it, but 250 people that Rodgers knew. There was a story about the 4-Letter Network years ago. There was a book written about them, and management told all the workers, do not get involved and don't be cooperative with the altar, who was calling everybody and asking them. I heard the story on Dan Patrick yesterday, and he did. He was helpful. He said, but it wasn't anything that was really bad about the company. He said, but they did tell us at the time, don't get involved and don't cooperate. And if your company tells you that and you want your job, then I guess obviously you got to do that. But in a personal thing, if somebody calls you and asks you about somebody in your life and you don't want to respond, I think the best way to say is I have no comment. Doesn't mean it's negative. You just don't want to get involved. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call. You can call us on anything. Halloween will be here before you know it. What do you think is going to be a very big custom? I think Trump will be big again. I said that earlier. He seems like he is every year. Maybe not so much his wife, but I think he will be out there. That people will definitely want to get involved. You can give us a call at 877-927-6969. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. Franny, I know we got some Florida stories coming on. What's in the dugout?
In the dugout, we have another food fight that leads to an arrest. Speaking of food, we have somebody who was running a bogus pizzeria. And then if you want you and your whole family to get kicked off of a cruise before it even starts, well, bring some ecstasy with you. Oh. I'll give you those details when we come back on the Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1.
Think we're just in your car? Think again. Anytime, anywhere. Tell your smart device to play Real Radio 92.1 on iHeartRadio.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio wants to give you $1,000 and send you to Vegas, baby. We're giving you a round-trip airfare to Las Vegas, a 2-night hotel stay, and we'll give you 2 tickets to both nights of our iHeartRadio Music Festival. And oh yeah, $1,000 too. Listen for the keywords to text every weekday at 9 a.m., 1 p.m., and 5 p.m. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Getting you up to speed on traffic on Real Radio.
95 and the Turnpike up to speed. We're accident-free on the expressways. We do have roadwork slowing us down. Okeechobee Boulevard West, it's right before I-95. Look out, left lane blocked. That's traffic. I'm Jody Stewart.
This report is sponsored by Bank of America. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses, so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America N.A. Copyright 2024.
Hey, it's the Greek from Monroe's and Palm Beach, 7 days a week. That's where the beautiful ladies are. Open to 5 a.m. with a 5-star menu. And Sunday night is Midnight Madness. Every Sunday from 12 to 2. In the biz, 50% off drinks. Step right up, spin a wheel of madness, win amazing prizes. Sunday night at Monroe's. Get you ready for the week. Monroe's and Palm Beach. That's where all the sexy, beautiful ladies are. Peace!
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty, that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
When the going gets tough, the tough gets StormSmart. Since 1996, StormSmart has simplified the process of protecting your home while increasing its living space and beauty, because smart is easy. Call 866-61-SMART today for your free in-home consultation.
High five! Up top! Heck yeah!
Dave's company just got the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business.
Yeah, 5 years!
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
High five for gig speed!
5 years of advanced security.
Security win!
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Our rate ain't changing.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
There it is!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Woohoo!
Now he's got savings.
I'm so excited!
Yep, Dave's feeling it. But it's only for a limited time, so don't wait. Switch today and ask how to get the first ever 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Powering 5 years of savings. Powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
Woo! Ends 8/21/24. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer whenever I want?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. 94% of Sleep Number smart sleepers report better sleep. J.D. Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store. And now, during our biggest sale of the year, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition smart bed. Limited time. For J.D. Power 2023 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You hear more and more about identity theft in the news every day. That's because so much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information's vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code PLAY at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with DayQuil VapoCool. It's DayQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is DayQuil VapoCool.
DayQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here's the latest with weather on Real Radio.
From the Gordon & Partners Weather Center. Have you been injured in a motor vehicle accident? Call 561-333-3333 or go to fortheinjured.com.
I'm meteorologist Lauren Oleski for CBS 12 News. Our skies are partly cloudy as we move through the remainder of our Wednesday. It's going to be a hot one with temperatures in the low 90s. It'll feel, though, like the triple digits we factor in the humidity. Winds out of the southwest will bring some storms across the area, mostly starting inland and pushing east towards the coastline. Heavy downpours are our biggest threat. We otherwise remain partly cloudy for the rest of the day.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I started Blindster in 2010 in my garage after I overpaid for new blinds. I researched the industry, hired my mom, and 14 years later, we're one of the largest retailers of custom blinds in the U.S. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
From the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
Have you been in an accident? Call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Real Radio 92.1 is WZZR West Palm Beach, an iHeartRadio station.
Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Hey, it's Rover. Real Radio has your shot at $1,000 and a VIP trip to Vegas for our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Text the nationwide keyword WIN to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info, standard data, and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's WIN to 200-200. And good luck from Rover's Morning Glory and Real Radio.
Yo, Penthouse, what's going on? Palm Beach Gardens' favorite pool guy, Jeremy, checking in. You guys were just talking about Oscar De La Hoya, and the guy said, don't be surprised, a lot of people are freaks. I don't think that's the issue. He may be, but I also got to remember that guy sustained probably thousands, hundreds of thousands of hits to the freaking head since he was 14 years old. Dude is definitely not playing with a full deck. Doesn't have all the sandwiches in his lunchbox anymore, so don't be surprised about anything he does.
I already have my Halloween costume picked out. I'm gonna be the Hawk Tua girl. Oh.
You're listening to The Penthouse. Now back to The Penthouse on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Yeah, we really didn't mention her. She might be. I don't even know if people remember her anymore. It's been about 3 weeks. She got some money, though, so good for her. Jimmy's in the house.
Hello, and no, she didn't.
She didn't get any money?
No, she didn't. She didn't. A lot of those rumors that were going around, she made all this bank and everything off of that. That was all made up.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Because I saw her in a couple interviews where she said she was getting $20,000 in an appearance on Barstool. She was talking to them, and they were asking her.
All that merchandise that was all out there for sale. She had said that she didn't see a dime of it, although she is trying to get that Hawk Tua copyrighted or something where she would get the residuals from it. So she's trying to go after it. But she didn't get all that money that a lot of people were claiming that she was getting.
Wow, that's surprising. Because I know she was down the Hard Rock. She got a nice talent fee to be down there.
Yeah.
And appearances like that. But yeah, it seemed like she made, hundreds of thousands of dollars. But maybe she didn't. There was a lot of stories that came out about her that weren't true. Francis, good afternoon.
Hi.
And it's time for some Florida stories.
Florida.
Florida.
Did you say
Florida? I'm from Florida.
WTF.
what the Florida?
Yeah, well, Miami, we have a dude who is impersonating a pizzeria, a well-known pizza parlor. And this was a year-long scheme to defraud them, and now he's facing felony charge of accused of impersonating this pizzeria. His name is Jose Marti Alvarez. They said he posed as a delivery man and owner of Roman's Pizzeria that's in Miami. And they said that he would deliver undercooked or raw pizzas to tourists staying in hotels in Miami Springs. So, yeah, what he would do is pass out flyers at hotels and airports, stuff like that, to tourists. And it had a legit name and logo of this business, of this Roman's Pizzeria. But instead of their actual phone number, it had his phone number. So he would deliver pizzas. It's not like he would take the money. And I mean, he was scamming them, but it's not like he would just, take pizza orders and then just take their order, take the money. And
he did bring him pizza.
He actually did bring him pizza. And I have a feeling he made it in his very own oven, too. So there's got to be another law against that, too, right? Because he doesn't have an actual place that you can make pizza out of. I mean, there's all kinds of code violations and stuff like that.
True, you would think, right?
Yeah. So they said that it went on for several years and resulted in complaints to the Better Business Bureau, negative reviews, upset customers for the legitimate business. So On top of that, they're saying he's facing an aggravated battery charge after he allegedly fled from hotel staff and hit one of the staff members with his vehicle.
Wow.
So I wonder if the hotel staff was like, hey, you're not the right guy. You're not from Roman's Pizza.
You're not from Roman. You're not Roman.
Jesus Roman has owned that shop for 40 years. And he said that he never had issues, and then the customers, he said, never started complaints. And now he was getting a bunch of them. He was like, what's going on? So he said that pizzas these customers were allegedly delivered were often bad, uncooked. So some orders were also incorrect or fraudulently priced, according to his menu. After Roman told police about the reports, that's when Marty Alvarez was arrested and charged with his organized scheme to defraud. Now, I wonder how much money he made in that time, too. Yep. He says, despite the effects had on his business, he said, I didn't want him to get arrested, but that's something that had to happen to stop, he said. He said, it's not the right thing to do. Yeah. He could have done it the right way, and this wouldn't have happened. The right way is start your own business, legitimately,
I was
right?
Say. It was all fraud, wasn't
it? Yeah. Yep.
Scamming people.
Let's see. Next up in your What the Florida, we'll stick with some food here. And we have some sisters who had a bit of a food fight with each other. And because of that, it landed one of them in jail, and it was all over some food delivery of some raviolis. And one of the sisters was like, hey, can I have a piece of your ravioli? Can I have a bite? And the sister was like, no, this is my ravioli.
Good throw down.
And so that's when the girl who didn't get the ravioli took her hands into her sister's ravioli and tossed it right in her face. Nakia Davis, and because of that, her sister made the call to 911. She was arrested for assaulting her sister with a plate of ravioli.
Putting your sister
during
in
a
jail.
Dispute.
That's brutal. Be mad. Don't talk to her for a week. Don't put her in jail.
Yeah. I mean, I think also because she threw a plate of ravioli at her, the hand. Now she doesn't have any ravioli to eat either. So.
Yeah, she was hungry.
Yeah, she was hungry. Her sister threw it at her. I mean, couldn't get it. Just kidding. But not only did she have to spend the night in jail, she was also ordered to have no contact with her sister.
Well, that's good. They don't get along.
Tough.
Yeah. Well, they don't get along.
Sounds like they live together, so that's going to be difficult. I'll see. I don't know how that works.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm going to call a judge.
And then we have a family cruise that was disrupted because of one person. So, Flagler County Sheriff said while she was on her way to Port Canaveral for a family cruise, a woman got arrested. Instead of going on the cruise, this woman took a ride in the Flagler County Sheriff's Office cruiser to what, Rick Saley likes to call the Green Roof Inn. The deputies reported that they attempted to pull over a vehicle, I-95, because the driver had an invalid license. Upon approaching the vehicle, deputies say they detected a strong smell of marijuana emanating. Passenger of the vehicle, Jolanda Carson, confessed that she was smoking some weed, but she didn't have a medical marijuana card, so...
It's not mine.
It's not mine. So they discovered, they found about 20 grams of marijuana in different baggies, various baggies. They say that before she was placed in custody, she revealed that she had concealed some MDMA, also known as ecstasy, in her body. They found 14 tablets during the search. Furthermore, they found about $4,000 of women's clothing in a duffel bag, which was seized as part of the investigation. As a result, yes, they said that she was accused of possession of marijuana and evidence against that because of her. So they said, yes, she was supposed to go on a family cruise and she was the one who had this all headlined. But because she went to jail with all that stuff, guess what? Cruise didn't happen. So family can be mad at you for being a dope, riding dirty. And that is your What the Florida.
Great job, Francis. You guys give it to us and we give it back to you. Florida Stories are 105 and 1105.
This is a story that should be, if this happened in Florida, be a perfect What the Florida story. But police in Warren arrested 4 teens and an adult who reportedly attempted to steal new cars from a business this past Monday. So according to authorities, police were alerted around 6:30 a.m. to a group of individuals in the Grounds Effects Automotive lot where several new Stellantis vehicles were parked. When officers arrived on the scene, they said they found 2 new Dodge Durangos rammed the security gate to get out. But the Durangos were disabled in the crashes. And in the one video, the one picture that they showed, It was these two, minivans, these Durangos, and the front ends were completely smashed in all the way up to, the dashboard on the vehicles.
Oh, wow.
And it was one of those single-arm gates that was across the way, like they had, rammed into that. And, I mean, it just... So... Bad publicity for Dodge because, those cars were
like
totally demolished. But great publicity for whoever's gate that was. They should find out what business they are. Police said several people ran on foot, but officers were able to take 5 of the six suspects into custody. The value of the attempted theft and the damaged property is estimated to be worth $500,000.
Wow.
Police said 2 16-year-olds and 2 17-year-olds and a 24-year-old were taken into custody. And, of course, the investigation is ongoing. But $500,000 in damage just because they stole those 2 vehicles and rammed it into that gate. Boy, I tell you what, that is one strong gate.
Yeah, it is. And then something else that is not Florida, New Jersey story. I posted the video, realradio921.com. If you have not seen this yet, there is a dope of a woman who decided it was going to be a smart idea to climb the fence of a tiger enclosure at the New Jersey Zoo.
Oh, Jesus. Why?
I don't understand people, but
they
said, I haven't seen if there's an update, but police in New Jersey are looking for a woman who got up and close and personal with tigers at the local zoo. Security footage shows a woman climbing the barrier of the tiger enclosure. This is Bridgeton Zoo. She puts her hand through a wire fence to try to pet one of the tigers and is nearly bitten before posing for some photos and then climbing right out. So police are asking the public for help to identify the woman who broke city ordinances in addition to risking her life, clearly. But yeah, some people are just nuts.
Yeah. They're just,
there is, like I said, it's so there's a barrier between, but it's this fence she has to climb between so she can get up close and personal. But she does. She puts her hand through, and we've seen things even on Tiger King. They showed, if you ever watched that during the pandemic, it was very popular. Somebody lost their arm by feeding them. I mean, they can grab onto you and
that's it.
Yep.
They get a hold of you, forget about it.
Yeah,
people don't realize
what a dope.
Snoop Dogg was talking about a time he met Paul McCartney. And Snoop was huge, obviously, and over the last couple of weeks with the Olympics, a lot more people have taken notice to him that really been familiar with him, as crazy as that sounds. But he is the guy right now is just ringing a bell for all demographics with him, and you really can't find anybody who doesn't like him. But he was talking about the first time he met Paul McCartney, and he said that he was so excited and jacked up. He was a Beatles fan. And then in the interview, they also asked him, hey, would you ever do a song with him? He said, blank, yeah. So you never know. Maybe you'll see Snoop Dogg and Paul McCartney doing a song together. But yeah, he seems to
imagine how that would sound like.
I don't know. He seems to fit with a lot of people, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And then Hard Knocks was on again last night, Chicago Bears, and the Bears safety is married to the famous gymnast, Simone. And she was talking about a story where she was in Paris after the Olympics, and it was Franny talked about this yesterday in a different way, where she was hanging out with her friends, and they tried to sell her a bottle of champagne for $26,000.
I mean, you're hanging out at a nightclub, especially a high-end one, and that bottle service, it's absolutely outrageous. I mentioned that on Monday, and that was the Raiders.
The win.
But at the Raiders Stadium, how much it cost to get bottle service at the Win Club or whatever it is at the stadium. Excuse me. And I think it was the Ace of Spades Rosé or something was the most expensive. It was like $30,000 a bottle.
Yeah.
When retail, it's $3.99. So it shows you the markup.
Wow.
Right? So, yeah, she was just like, I ain't paying that much money. And I don't blame her, but a lot of people will, especially when they're partying in that kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, you're in Paris. I mean, one of the biggest cities in the world, obviously. And she said they were trying to sell her a bottle of champagne for $26,000. She said no. And I thought about what you said. And I also know people who've been at Raider games have talked about it. The Wynn controls it. It's in one of the end zones, and it's an unbelievable club. But it was $30,000 for a bottle of champagne. So I don't know if they were trying to rip her off or anything, but that was probably the price. But she
thought they were trying to dupe her, but I mean,
it probably wasn't. It was probably the price.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's in Paris, and they were probably like, "This is what we get for a bottle." She said no. Obviously, she said
she was like, sometimes people buy it. She was like, But she's like, is it the attention? She's like, I'd rather not have the attention.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather just be as normal as possible and not pay that amount of money.
Get a bottle
for
of Prosecco.
a bottle of champagne.
Yeah, get a bottle of Prosecco for like $35.
And she didn't blast the club. She didn't
No.
put the name of
No,
the
she
club
didn't.
on blast or anything like that. She just thought it was ridiculous that people pay that amount of money.
It was a nightclub.
It
in-
was.
in,
In
France?
Paris. Mhm.
Paris.
Yeah.
But again, when I read the article, I was like, I don't think they were trying to like screw her. That was probably the price. You know what I mean?
Kind of well, I mean, it's Paris, so you don't know as far as the exchange, but like in comparison to a club in Miami, would they charge $26,000?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of clubs like Live nightclub at the Fontainebleau, outrageous prices.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly.
I mean, I've
26
heard it be thousands. I didn't think it was $26,000 for a bottle of champagne.
Well, you can find anything on their menu. You know what? That could be the most expensive. You look it up. It could be a bottle of Cristal, Dom Perignon, something that's years old or whatever, a special Scotch. They're going to put out there, and crazy enough, people do walk in with the money and say, "Okay, I'll buy it." But yeah, she was smart enough to say, "No, I'm gonna pass on this, and I'm not gonna buy this bottle of champagne for $26,000." 877-927-6969 on the table today. You guys can always call us and ask us anything, but we were asking about a book. If a book was written about you, would you want to be involved with it or not? And would it bother you? And suppose your friends and family got interviewed. Would you go to them first and say, hey, somebody's going to talk to you about this book, but, let's leave X, Y, and Z out?
So we were talking about, and I don't know if you mentioned this. I'm sorry if you did, G-Man. The whole Happy Gilmore 2 about cameos.
Yeah.
Did you mention that Travis Kelce is going to do a cameo?
No, I did not.
So it looks like Adam Sandler he is the one to say that, yes, Travis Kelce. I heard he just got a role in a film too recently. Travis Kelce, I don't know what film it is, but I think it's a pretty big role. But they said that, of course, that's what he wants to do, and his stardom continues to rise. And Adam Sandler has revealed that this was yesterday, he was on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and when they asked about cameos in the upcoming film, so this was a question that was asked to him, he did specifically mention Travis Kelce's name.
That's awesome.
Yep, saying that he likes him, he's a funny guy, and that he definitely will be in the film. He said, we have a nice something for Travis, he said. He's going to come by. He's a very nice guy. You guys would love him in real life. He said, funny, cool as hell. He's like, he's a stud and he's funny. So he's happy to have him on the film.
Seems like he would be.
Mm-hmm.
I get that vibe from him from some of the things that he's done. And unfortunately, a little bit that's on his drunk partying, after the Super Bowl wins and the parades, But he looks like he'd be a fun guy.
Well, it's smart to put him in the film because then all the Swifties will come. And that's millions and millions of people. And they'll come out and check out the film. I could see that connection no matter what, but he likes him anyway, so it makes it easier. But I think the film will do really well. If he's in it, maybe we'll get a cameo by Taylor, too. You never know. Again, 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you guys want to get involved. You can also text us at Real Radio 47142. Or you can email Jimmy at realradio921.com. That's how you guys can get involved in the show all the time. Jimmy, what was do we know the keyword for 1 o'clock?
Keyword for 1 o'clock is win. Okay. So if you want to win a trip to the iHeartRadio Music Festival, text WIN to 200-200 and you'll be in the running for the prize here. You got $1,000 round trip airfare to Las Vegas. You got 2-night hotel stay for the 20th and 21st. Ground transportation to and from the airport, and 2 tickets to both nights of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival going on September 20th and 21st at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
Too shabby.
I know the Sopranos, they're doing a special show, Jimmy. I was thinking I saw it last night with David Chase. September 1st, it's going to be on. I think it's going to be a 2-hour show about behind-the-scenes stuff that happened with Sopranos.
Oh, yeah?
And different things. I know you're a fan of it. I thought of you. And it should be pretty interesting. All the writers are going to be involved in this that actually did the writing for the show.
Oh, cool.
And David Chase.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. And the storylines, where they came up with them.
It's like a 1-hour special or something like that, or a 2-hour special?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a series or a special one night. I know it starts, I saw September 1st. But it's about the Sopranos and obviously the cast a little bit. And it's also going to be David Chase and the people who wrote it, where they came up with certain things and stuff. And again, the popularity of the show 25 years later, and now it's just picking up a lot of steam all of a sudden. People were always fans, but for some reason this year, maybe it's because it's the 25th anniversary, and people are talking about it more. It seems to be out and about a little bit more, and people have the big interest for it. And they, a lot of times shows like that, they get new fans that all of a sudden start watching and checking it out, and it's a whole new generation of people who look into it. But I know it's going to be, I saw September 1st, and I know David Chase is involved with it, and it's going to be on HBO. Hard Knocks was on again last night. Again, good one. They have a couple more going on this year. They have the division of the Ravens and the Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers, all during the season. Those 4 teams. You got the Bengals and you got the Ravens, Browns, and Steelers, and they're going to be looking at them in season. So Hard Knocks has one now off season, training camp, and then in season. And that's going to be coming at you too. If you like this kind of show and the whole concept and the NFL, you'll definitely dig this. But this started a couple years ago when they started looking at the teams in season and what was going on. They say the teams don't like to do it, but they don't have a choice in the NFL. But they're doing it, and that's going to be coming at you, I think, in October. Hard Knocks has, I think, 3 more shows left. It's about the Bears. And so far, it's been a good season for the Bears because they're winning preseason games. Williamson, their first-round pick, is the star of it, and everybody seems to really enjoy it. And we'll see what happens with this kid. Whether or not he has a great season, we'll see. Good season be good. If the Bears win 8 or 9 games, I think that'd be a good season. I think the Bears fans are thinking a little bit more. They're comparing him maybe to he's going to be the next Michael Jordan. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody. Next Michael Jordan and the city of Chicago. Because since Jordan left, they feel like nobody's really stepped up. 877-927-6969. That's the number to call if you guys want to get involved. What's something that you can't wrap your head around? We had a lot of different examples by the audience and by us, but is there something that you look at and you say, man, I don't understand this? We had one gentleman said the price of gold. Doesn't
just gold
get,
in general,
Yeah, just doesn't get it, doesn't understand it. But if you guys have something that, maybe a currency, different currencies, you're like, man, where the hell does this come from? And how does it even, matter or work out? But it's out there. Little things that you maybe not be sure of. Wrap your head around. Some art pieces I've seen over the years can't understand the amount of money that some of these artwork goes for. But it does. And it's out there and people buy it. Cars, certain cars, I'm like, $7 million? What the hell kind of car is $7 million? Mercedes-Benz Boxers. Those cars, they're like little Jeep trucks, and they're so... I
thought you meant like a Boxers.
$90,000 to start. It just blows my mind. But people love them, and they can't keep them. But those are things I can't wrap my head around. If you guys have any, call us, text us, or email Jimmy. Something that you just... Maybe price of tickets for concerts and sporting events. People can't... The Taylor Swift thing, the amount of money that people pay for tickets are crazy. And I know it's the kids, and you want to give your kids everything they want and everything like that, but some of the prices are just crazy. Let us know if you guys have anything. Call us, text us, or email us, and let us know. And don't forget, you got a chance to get a keyword and go to Vegas on iHeart. Who doesn't want to do that? And plus, they're giving you $1,000. Come on. Believe me when I tell you, it's tough to get money out of this company. So that's huge.
Speaking of money, I don't know if you guys talked about this or saw this because we tend to bring it up, especially to me every time I hear the number, how outrageous it is that kids get for a tooth from the Tooth Fairy. And yes, the Tooth Fairy is real, but in recognition of National Tooth Fairy Day, which is tomorrow.
Okay.
Delta Dental released their findings for their 26th annual Original Tooth Fairy poll. Among other findings, the poll of 1,000 parents of kids ages 6 to 12 reveal that there's been a decrease, about 6% in the average amount of money left by the Tooth Fairy since last year. But they say that it's dropped for first time a lot in the past 5 years.
Deflation?
Can't afford it.
Maybe that's it.
Economy's going down to crapper.
Yeah, I mean, you got to worry about feeding the kids.
Yeah.
I mean, the damn tooth.
You can't worry about the tooth. We got to cut back
I
someplace.
was going to say, what are they up to? About like $50 a tooth, but apparently it's going the other direction.
It's still ridiculous. So it dropped from $623 to $584, a single tooth, right? And then from $729 to $709 for the first ever lost tooth. So I guess that first one, you get more money, right?
Yeah, usually.
They said this is the first decline in average payout by the Tooth Fairy in 5 years. In the past years, the amount of money left for a tooth was tracked. They said, but it saw a 20% increase over the last year. But despite this lower payout, 4 out of 5 American homes still recognize the tradition They still do it.
Wow.
And it's seen as having a positive impact on children's oral health, which is interesting because you think it would, but then you'd also be like, kids would be like, let it rot out of my mouth again, so I can lose these suckers.
Times are hard even for the tooth fairy.
Yes, they are for everybody.
Everybody's got to cut back.
Did you guys ever do anything crazy to get a tooth out?
No.
Even if it was loose?
Oh, I used to, if they would get loose, I'd start working on
Would
it and
ya?
pushing it. Yeah.
We you ever see, where you take a string and put it on a door and slam the door shut. I did that to my sister.
Oh, man. That hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you saw it on Tom and Jerry.
Of
so.
course, you got to try it. Works. It works. The weirdest way I lost it, and I didn't even mean to, a couple, was on and that's why, these things are sticky, but the sugar daddy candies, remember those?
Yeah.
The caramel.
Oh, yeah,
It was like a
yeah.
caramel bar, basically,
Yeah,
is what
yeah.
it was. And I remember just chewing and pulling it out, and I had a whole molar on it.
Oh, wow.
I don't even think it was loose, actually, at the time. But I was a kid, so obviously
Wow.
it was still with the considered baby tooth. But
Wow.
yeah, that's how sticky those things are. I took out a tooth.
Never lost a tooth one, but lost a few fillings on that taffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same kind of texture.
Yeah, it's same thing. It's super sticky. Or Jolly Ranchers. You
Yep.
remember those when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you'd bite down on that, and then you couldn't open your jaw
Yeah.
back up. It
Yeah.
was so sticky.
And we used to do, we would do it to ourselves.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're right.
It is the Penthouse on a Wednesday. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes with a trifecta and some WWGD and so much more. Peace.
Real radio is the news junkie.
When C-Lane said aneurysm, I've seen a couple of videos
Of people having aneurysms?
Yeah. There was one where I'll try to see if I can find this. He was just like walking into
Just
the lobby
click,
of a building.
click favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And it's-
The News Junkie. Weekday afternoons at 3 on Real Radio 92.1 and 101.7.
Get ready to win your way to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, and $1,000.
T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, September 20th and 21st.
Streaming live only on Hulu.
Buy tickets now at AXS.com.
Audible is a proud partner of the 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, plus podcasts and originals, all in one easy app. Audible, there's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Let's see what's up with traffic on Real Radio.
Road work on Military Trail